We hope you'll stay tuned wherever you are for the second game.
Well, we'll have a look at the starting lineup for the second game of the doubleheader. Don Buford will be leading off for Baltimore, and he'll be playing left field. Paul Blair bats second, and he'll be the center fielder. Boog Powell will be the first baseman batting third. Brooks Robinson will be playing third base and hitting fourth. Terry Crowley has been inserted into the lineup, and he'll be in right field, batting fifth. Elie Hendricks will do the catching, batting sixth. Davey Johnson, the second baseman, hits seventh. Chico Salmon, the shortstop, hits eighth. And on the mound and pitching will be Marcelino Lopez. For the New York Yankees, Horace Clarke will lead it off at second base. Bobby Murcer bats second in center field. Roy White hits third, and he'll be in left field. Danny Cater bats fourth at first base. John Ellis hits fifth, and John Ellis will be the catcher. Ron Woods bats seventh, and he'll be in right field. And Gene Michael, the shortstop. Jerry Kenney hits eighth at third base, and Steve Kline on the mound and pitching and batting ninth. So the Yankees will have an interesting battery of Steve Kline, the rookie right-hander, and big John Ellis will be behind the plate. And Frank, I don't recall seeing Ellis there this year, have we?
Ellis started one game. This will be his second start behind the plate. Of course, he and Kline have teamed up in the minor leagues prior to this.
They did at Syracuse last year, where Ellis was primarily a catcher, and actually he learned first base for the most part down in the Florida Instructional League before this season, actually before spring training. So Ellis will be the catcher. Jake Gibbs caught the first game. Thurman Munson is away on his military reserve duty. And if Thurman was listening to that first game at Fort Dix, must have gotten quite a thrill out of the extra inning win for the New York Yankees. So defensively, the Yankees will have Ellis at first base, Clarke at second. The big cheer was for Roy White's name in the lineup. Gene Michael moves in at shortstop, with Baker played in the first game. Jerry Kenney stays at third. The catcher will be Ellis, and the pitcher will be Kline. And in the outfield, the Yankees will have Roy White in left, Bobby Murcer in center, and inserted into right field will be Ron Woods. So the Yankees can still take this series. 2-1, which a couple hours ago you wouldn't have believed. Jim Palmer with a 4-0 lead. The Yankees tied it with 2 outs in the ninth and then won it in the 11th. We'll be back here at Yankee Stadium, but right now it's time to pause for station identification.
This is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
Well, the umpires are making their appearance now, and John Rice will be the home plate umpire for the second game. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Washington beat Cleveland 7-3 in the first game of the doubleheader. Joe Coleman, the winner, is 6-8, and Sam McDowell, the loser, he's 16-7. And Sam, or Sudden Sam, could get stuck at 16 again. He's had trouble winning 20 games, an outstanding pitcher. You'd think he'd make it one of these years, and he was way up this year, but now he's lost his last two, one of the Yankees, and today he was beaten by Washington. 7-7-0, the Senators win it. 3-9-2, the Indians lose it. And Tommy Grieve hit home run number 3. It came in the second inning with a man on. Boston is leading Detroit 7-2, playing the top of the ninth inning. Ray Cope has gone all the way for the Red Sox. Tigers batting in the top of the ninth. Lolich started. LeGros in the first and Hiller in the fifth. Rico Petrocelli hit number 18 with 2 men on base in the first inning. And Billy Canigliaro hit number 14 also in the first inning when the Red Sox scored 5 runs. So the Sox lead at 7-2 after 8. Kansas City leads Milwaukee 2-1. Bowling against Drago. Kirkpatrick hit number 12 in the fourth inning, and then he hit another one. He hit number 13 in the sixth inning. California leads Chicago 2-0 at the end of 7. It's right against John, and Egan has hit home run number 4. That's the first game of the doubleheader. Oakland leads Minnesota 3-0 at the end of 7. Dobson for Oakland. Blyleven started for the Twins. Hall in the fourth inning. That's the first of 2. In the National League, the Pirates lead the Mets 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Walker on the mound for Pittsburgh. Ryan for the Mets. Sadecki in the 7th and Taylor in the 7th. Chicago beat Philadelphia 4-1. Pappas the winner is 7-5. Rice the loser is 9-10. Callison hit home run number 13 and Briggs hit number 6. In the second game, it'll be Gura against Wirtz, Chicago at Philadelphia. Atlanta at San Diego. Jarvis against Thompson. That game just getting underway. At the end of 3, it's Houston 1, San Francisco 0. Cook against Marichal. That's the first of the doubleheader. At the end of 7, it's Montreal 6 and St. Louis 4. Wegener on the mound for Montreal. Carlton for St. Louis. Lindsay in the 7th. Rusty Staub hit number 23 in the third, and Joe Torre number 12 in the sixth inning. Cincinnati at Los Angeles. It'll be Merritt against Sutton, and that's the first game of a doubleheader. So the Yankees looking for a sweep of this doubleheader against Baltimore. Every time this year that the Yankees have won the first game, they have come back to win the nightcap. Yankees have won 3 doubleheaders, lost 2, and split 6. And all 6 of the splits, the Yankees had to win the second game. Anytime they've won the first, they've made it a sweep. And they'd love nothing better than to take 2 games from the Baltimore Orioles today. So baseball, a funny game. The Yankees at their lowest ebb, I would say, in the 7th and 8th inning of that first game. They could do just about nothing right, in danger of going 10.5 games out, and then lo and behold, they wind up winners, and in the most dramatic fashion. Pittsburgh has beaten the Mets 8-3, 8-8-0 for Pittsburgh, 3-7-2 for the Mets. Walker, the winner, is 9-3, and Ryan, the loser, 6-7. We're all set for the second ball game. Don Buford will be batting left-handed at the start against Steve Kline. To tell you all about it, Frank Messer.
All right, Bob Gamere, thank you very much. Don Buford, looking for his first base hit in this series. Buford is batting .272 on the year. Switch hitter batting left, Steve Kline, making his 6th start, looking for his second win. Into the windup, the young right-hander turns the pitch loose. Buford takes the strike, and this game is underway. This is Kline's first outing against the Baltimore Orioles. John Ellis hangs out the sign. Kline winds, deals, over but low, and it's 1-1. Steve Kline is 22 years old. His battery mate, John Ellis, is 21. John will be 22 later this month, August, 21st. Right? Right. 6-4 win. I'm talking to myself. 1-1 pitch coming. Here it is. Buford takes the fastball on the inside corner, strike 2. Yankees have White and left, Murcer in center, Woods in right. Woods the deep man in the outfield. Jerry Kenney at third, Gene Michael at short, Horace Clarke at second, Danny Cater at first. Kline reads the sign from Ellis. Big youngster. He kicks and fires. Curveball is rocked foul into the Yankee dugout. Told you Boston has a commanding lead over Detroit, 7-2 there in the ninth. 1-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and fouled off the chest protector of catcher John Ellis. Count holds at 1-2 strikes. Kline looks in again. Pumps high. 1-2 pitch coming. Fastball hit on the ground, foul over toward the Yankee dugout again. Plate umpire is John Rice. Marty Springstead calls the plays at first base. Larry Barnett at second, and Larry Knapp at third. Bright, sunshiny day. Wind blowing from right field in toward the plate. Kline to the windup. 1-2 pitch again. Outside. Buford takes it, ball 2. Buford will be followed by Blair, then Powell. 2-2 pitch coming down. Fastball hit in the air to left center field. Digging hard for it, Bobby Murcer. So's White. It's Murcer there, makes the catch, 1 down. Buford flies out to Murcer, who had a long run for it. And it brings to the plate Paul Blair, the Orioles center fielder. Blair is 4 for 10 in this series. He is swinging one of the hottest bats in the American League these days. He's had 18 hits in his last 33 trips. Has an 8-game hit streak going. First pitch to him. Curve inside, backs him out, ball 1. Blair had a big hit for Baltimore in the opener. Bases loaded double to drive in 2 runs, but the Yankees came from behind to win it. Kline winds and deals. Curve, strike, 1-1. John Ellis making his second start of the year behind the plate. He caught early this season up in Boston. 1-1 pitch now to Blair. Swung on and missed. Ball and 2 strikes. Blair currently hitting .265. Boog Powell, the first baseman, on deck. Manager Ralph Houck gave Gene Michael a rest in the first game, started Frank Baker for the first time. Now the 1-2 pitch. Blair swings on a curve and skips it foul outside of third. Ball was well hit. No chance for Kenney to make a play on it, but it was just foul. Roy White, the man of the hour for the Yankees in the first game, knocked in 4 runs. The tying runs in the 9th, the winning runs in the 11th. 1-2 pitch coming here. Curve on the outside corner, strike 3. That brings up Boog Powell, the first baseman. Powell is 2 for 7 in the series with a single and a 2-run homer. Hit the home run yesterday. Powell for the year is batting .307. Kline delivers the left-hand hitter outside and low, ball 1. Just underway in the second game. Time call now. Bobby Murcer, I think, went out there to retrieve something that was dropped from the stands onto the playing field. I think one of the youngsters out there in the bleachers lost his cap or his glove or something or other, and Murcer obliged by going back and tossing it back to him. 1 ball and no strikes to Powell. They play him to pull. The windup by Kline, the pitch inside with a fastball. It's 2-0. Ron Woods back to the edge of the running track in right field. Bobby Murcer well around in right center. Roy White very deep out in left center field. Gene Michael pulled around toward the bag at second. Clarke back to the edge of the grass. Cater is deep. Kenney wide of the line. Everybody to the right side. Wind up by Kline and the pitch. Outside, it's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Powell. Powell steps away. Takes a look down to Billy Hunter, the third base coach. They might let him swing on this one. We'll see. There's the windup. The pitch coming. He takes it for a strike.
I believe he threw a curveball on that 3-0 pitch. He wasn't going to take a chance. You could see Big Boog up there just winding up.
Powell had stepped away, moves back in again. Waves the bat back and forth, waiting. Kline deals. Powell takes ball 4, low and inside. So Kline, pitching carefully to Powell, walks him. The Orioles have a runner at first with 2 outs. And Brooks Robinson, the third baseman, coming up. The Orioles are playing these days without Frank Robinson, who suffered an injury to his left shoulder earlier in July. In fact, the 8th of July, he hurt it in a game against the Yankees. He kept playing, but finally it started hurting so bad he had to come out of the lineup. First pitch to Brooks, inside at the knee, is ball 1. Brooks Robinson hitting .282. He is 3 for 9 in this series. Steve Kline, big stretch, comes to the belt. Fires, Brooks swings, line drive past Michael into left field, base hit. Powell will stop at second base. Roy White lobs the ball back in to Gene Michael, and the Orioles have runners at first and second with 2 outs. The batter will be the right fielder, Terry Crowley. He came on as a pinch hitter in the first game and grounded out to Horace Clarke at second. Crowley, a New York native, he was born and still makes his home on Staten Island. Final score from Fenway Park: Boston 7 and Detroit 4. Ray Culp the winner and Mickey Lolich the loser. Culp is now 12 and 10, Lolich 10 and 13. So the Yankees have gained a game on Detroit. Crowley, left-hand batter. Kline delivers. Crowley swings. Bouncing ball foul outside of first, just past the Yankee dugout. Yankees won the opener 6-4. no score in this one. Top half of the first inning. The catcher, Elrod Hendricks, on deck, swinging the pipe the Orioles use in lieu of a weighted bat. They have a piece of pipe with some tape on one end of it. The 0-1 delivery to Crowley. Strike, 2 calls. Crowley looks back towards center field. Boog Powell, short lead off second. Brooks Robinson, short lead off first. 2 away. The stretch by Kline, and his 0-2 pitch to Crowley. Low and outside, dug out of the dirt by Johnny Ellis. Chuck Dobson has pitched another shutout for Oakland, flanking Minnesota 3-0 on 4 hits. Bert Blyleven was the starter for the Twins and the loser. Well, that Dobson has really come on since about the third way of the season. Ball and 2 strikes to the left-hand hitting Crowley. Kline working very deliberately. Long stretch. The kick, and here's the pitch. Outside with an off-speed breaking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two on, 2 gone, no score. Top of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kline delivers. Strike, 3 calls. Skipped the fastball on the outside corner, and that's all for Crowley. So for the Orioles in the first inning, no runs, a base hit. There were no Yankee errors and 2 men are left. At the end of 1/2 inning, the score is Baltimore 0, and the Yankees coming to bat.
When Atlantic Richfield Company discovered oil on the north slope of Alaska, the place we call the Arco Circle, it took 100,000 tons of supplies and equipment to get started. It took 100,000 tons of pipe, cement, drills, gravel, pockets, gloves, huts, heaters, tractors, ladders, radios, and orange juice. It took planes that carry 48,000 pounds and cost $4,000 a trip. It took 160 flights to set up one camp and 5 flights a day to keep it going. It took a specially constructed airstrip. In short, it took the biggest civilian airlift in history. At Atlantic Richfield, we went all the way to Alaska so we can provide your local Atlantic dealer with the finest Arco petroleum products for your car.
Yes, sir, some unbelievable games between the Yankees and Baltimore. Just for openers, the first game we had, Roy White winning it in the 11th inning, and then that night down in Baltimore, when Lindy McDaniel had 2 outs, 2 strikes on Buford, and he got a base hit. An unbelievably heartbreaking loss, and a great victory on the other side for Baltimore. Those 2, and there have been more.
Grand slam home run by Brooks Robinson the night before that one in Baltimore in the 10th inning. Yep. They have played some wing dingers. Here's Horace Clarke. Hoss is 5 for 11 in this series now. Carries a batting average of .256. Another shutout pitch today by Clyde Wright of California. Flanked the Chicago White Sox on 3 hits to win his 15th. California won the game 5-0. Tommy John the loser. Clarke batting right-handed against the southpaw Marcelino Lopez. The first pitch to him, just low, ball 1. Lopez, in his first start of the year after relieving in 20 ball games, has a record of 0-1 and an earned run average of 1.93. His fastball is inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Lopez, big man, 6'3", 225. "26 years old. First came to the major leagues with the California Angels. Orioles traded Woody Held to get him. He's high, ball 3, 3-0 to Horace Clarke. Marcelino, a native of Havana. Orioles got him about midway of the 67 season. He had a sore arm when they traded for him, but they gambled, and he's come on. Strike called to Clarke. 3-1. Lopez won 5 and lost 3 last year, and Clarke fouls one back off the upper deck. Full count now, 3-2. Yankees are one team Lopez has had a lot of trouble with. He has won 1 and lost 9 lifetime against New York. Clarke pops this one up outside of third in foul territory. Hendricks after it. The catcher over near the dugout drops the ball. Had it in his mitt and dropped it. He'll be charged with an error, giving Clarke a life. Marcelino Lopez, in his major league career, has won 28 and lost 33. 9 of those 33 losses have been to the Yankees. He's ready again with a 3-2 pitch to Clarke. It's low, ball 4, and Clarke is on. Bobby Murcer moves in. Murcer is hitting .249, 18 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Left-hander against left-hander. Powell holds on Clarke, and here's the pitch to Murcer. Bobby takes it outside. He squared off to Buck. Ball 1. He swings at this one, grounds it foul outside of first. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Murcer has sacrificed 3 times this year. One ball, 1 strike to him. Lopez to the belt. Kicks and deals. Murcer bunts this one down the third base line. Brooks Robinson up, throws to second out there. No throw to first base. Brooks Robinson throws Horace Clarke out at second to the shortstop Chico Salmon. Roy White gets a resounding ovation. Roy, who first tied up and then won the first game, tied it up in the 9th with a 2-out bases-loaded single to drive in 2 runs, and won it in the 9th with his 15th home run of the year after Horace Clarke had led off the inning with a single. Roy now hitting .297. The pitch to him. Swung on him, missed, strike 1. White has 15 homers, leads the Yankees, and runs batted in with 70. Here's the next pitch. Foul back upstairs. No balls, 2 strikes. Lopez off the stretch. Checks Murcer at first. And he pitches down low. 1-2 now to Roy White. Hendricks hangs up another side. Lopez 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Roy White strikes out. 2 away, and Danny Cater the batter. Cater is hitting .302. Cater has gone 2 for 9 in the series. After the first pitch, line drive over Johnson out on the right center, base hit. Bobby Murcer trying for third. Blair drops the ball in the act of throwing it. Loses any chance to get Murcer at third. And the Yankees have runners up the corners.
He had a pretty good chance to get Bobby Murcer, too. Murcer was looking back over his shoulder and was only about, I'd say, a third of the way to third base when he bobbled the ball. But you could never presume that he's going to throw him out, so there's no error.
Cater at first, Murcer at third, 2 outs, and John Ellis steps in. Ellis batting .235. Takes ball 1 down low. Ellis is hitless in this series in 4 at-bats. Played first base yesterday with McNally pitching for Baltimore. 1-0 delivery. Real deep to left field, way back, and it's there. It's foul. Into the mezzanine, but foul. A tremendous shot. Foul ball. Lopez with a 1-1 pitch now. Curves him high, ball 2, 2-1. It takes an awfully strong man to hit a ball into the mezzanine in left field because of that overhang. High fly ball won't make it. It's got to be a line drive rising. Ellis swings and this one misses. It was not a foul. It got away from the catcher Hendricks. But he retrieved it quickly and no chance for the runners to move up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 gone, a 2-2 count on Ellis. John started behind the plate April 14th at Boston. 2-2 pitch coming to him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lopez strikes out Ellis with a breaking pitch. And for the Yankees in the first, no runs, 1 base hit, 1 Baltimore error, and 2 men are left on. At the end of 1, the score, New York nothing and Baltimore nothing.
The more you know your beer, the more you like Black Label.
Know your beer. Blending the brew. Most good beers are actually a blend of different brews. Black Label blends 16 different brews to get its full natural flavor. A flavor that stays great glass after glass. Know your beer. Blending the brews the Black Label way. 16 natural brews, slowly aged and carefully blended for full flavor. Consistent flavor time after time. A beer that's pure pleasure to drink. Blending the brew, one of the international brewing skills of the House of Carling.
The more you know your beer, the more you like Black Label.
Dave Johnson and Chico Salmon here in the top half of the second inning. Hendricks, the catcher, batting .234. He's a left-hand hitter, making his first appearance in the series. Hendricks has hit 9 home runs and has 29 runs batted in. Hendricks digs a toe hold there in the batter's box. Now he's ready. Steve Kline has the sign from Ellis. They play Hendricks as a pull hitter. The pitch to him. In the air down the left side. Foul territory, and it's out of play back in the stand. Jerry Kenney gave it a good run, but no play on the ball. No balls and a strike to Elrod Hendricks. What a delightful day here at Yankee Stadium. Nice, cool breeze blowing, bright sunshine. 0-1 pitch. Curve down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Elie Hendricks from down in Horace Clarke's part of the world. Swings on the pitch, sends a long drive, deep center field. Murcer running. One-hand catch. Bobby Murcer, one-handed. I'd say he was over 400 feet from the plate when he pulled it in. That ball was throws it well, but Murcer has a long way to roam out there. And now Dave Johnson, the second baseman. Johnson is hitting .302. Montreal has defeated St. Louis 7-6. That's the final score. Wagner the winner and Carlton the loser. Montreal 7, St. Louis 6. Curveball to Johnson for a called strike. Boy, Steve Carlton now has lost 16 games. Won 6 and lost 16. Wagner evened his record at 3-3 with a win. 0-1 to Dave Johnson. Kline delivers another curve. It's foul back on the screen. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Johnson. Chico Salmon is on deck. Kline pitches in the dirt with a fastball in front of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankees won the opener 6-4. No score in the nightcap, top half of the second. 1 out, nobody on. Steve Kline in his 6th start. He delivers. Breaking pitch, just missed the outside corner, 2-2. And a 2-2 pitch coming. On the way. High with a breaking pitch, ball 3, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now Kline's going to take a little breather and rub up the baseball. He steps back off the reverse slope of the mound. Payoff pitch now to Dave Johnson. Here it comes. Inside, ball 4. Second walk issued by Kline. He walked Powell with 2 outs in the first inning, gave up a single to Brooks Robinson, and then got a called third strike on Terry Crowley. Here is Chico Salmon, the shortstop, making his first appearance at the plate in this series. He's batting .293. 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in. And the pitcher, Marcelino Lopez, now on deck. Hitter holds against Johnson at first base. Infield at double play depth. Kenney in fairly tight at third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. He tried to stop the swing, but went around. Pitch to Salmon. Curve for a strike 2 call. Salmon is a Panamanian. Born in Colon, Panama. Now makes his home in Cleveland, Ohio. He played 5 years for the Cleveland Indians. No balls, 2 strikes on him. He hits the next pitch deep to left field down the line. It is a home run. He got an 0-2 pitch. Curveball it hung, and he hit the foul ball with it. A home run for Salmon. So the Orioles break in front again. 2-0, and right now in Yankee baseball, we pause for station identification.
This is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
Now the pitcher, Marcelino Lopez, with Baltimore leading 2-0. He swings and misses a fastball, strike 1. For Salmon, his 4th home run of the year, gives him 14 runs batted in. Lopez, right-hand batter, hitting 143. Left-hand pitcher, but a right-hand batter. 0-1 delivery. Curves in there for a strike 2 call. The pitch coming. Check swing, and it's a ball outside. 1-2. One out, the base is now empty after the home run by Salmon. There's a fastball that swung on and missed by Lopez, strike 3. Third strikeout for Steve Kline. And now the left fielder, Don Buford, up for his second trip. Buford flied to center his first time up. He hits the first pitch on the ground, right side, through to right field, base hit. So Buford collects base hit number 3 for the Orioles as he bounces one in between Cater and Clarke. Brings up the center fielder, Paul Blair. Blair was called out on strikes in the first inning, 0 for 1. He swings on a curve, lines it out into left field, and it's in for the base hit. Laid on one hop by Roy White. And the Orioles now have runners at first and second with 2 away. The batter will be Boog Powell. Walked in the first inning. Activity in the Yankee bullpen now. The only player we can see in the bullpen is the catcher, Jim Hegan, but he's warming somebody up. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Orioles leading 2-0 on the home run by Salmon following a walk to Dave Johnson. Stretch by Kline, and the pitch to Powell. Powell back, strike 1. Good speed on the bases. Buford at second, Blair at first. Both can run. Yankees play Powell around to the right side at all stations. Kline's pitch to him. Powell back again, strike 2. Brooks Robinson on deck. Yankees were behind 4-0 in the first game this afternoon and came from behind to tie it up in the 9th and win it in the 11th. They're trailing this one 2-0. Stretches. Youngster deals, thrown inside to Powell. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Powell's had himself quite a year for Baltimore. 28 home runs, 90 runs batted in. 307 hitter. Big stretch by Kline. Checks second is for Buford. Deals, curve, blowing outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Powell asks for the baseball to be examined. John Rice calls for it, says it's all right. Conversation going back and forth between Powell and Rice, and Powell's got a big grin on his face. Two pitch now. Here it comes. Swung on him, missed. Strike 3. Steve Kline fans Boog Powell to get his 4th strikeout. But the Orioles come up with 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Yankee errors and 2 men left. At the end of the top of the second, the score is Baltimore 2 and the Yankees nothing.
It's Chevrolet savings time at your Chevrolet dealers. That special time of year to get special clearance deals on America's most popular cars. Cars like Impala, the #1 car in the country. Big size, big performance, regular gas. And Impala's traditionally higher resale value leads its field to trade-in time. Test drive and test price an Impala at your Chevy dealers now. But hurry, before Chevrolet savings time runs out on you.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets.
McDonald's wants you to meet the Mets at Shea Stadium on Saturday, September 12th, when the amazing Mets take on the St. Louis Cards. So we're giving away 100 pairs of father and son tickets to the big game. All you need to do is stop in at any McDonald's and register. No purchase is necessary. Prize includes tickets, bus transportation, and lunch at a McDonald's on the way. So be sure to stop at McDonald's and register today.
Well, the Orioles have broken the ice in the nightcap with a 2-0 lead, and now the Yankees will go to work on Marcelino Lopez in the bottom of the second. First game went to the Yankees on a Roy White home run in the 11th inning.
Ron Woods will lead it off. Ron is batting .231, right-hand hitter. Lopez, the left-hander, winds and deals. Fastball inside on Woods, ball 1. Woods looking for his first hit in this series. Gene Michael on deck, and then Jerry Kenney. Lopez has the sign from Hendricks. The pitch, fastball, low and inside this time. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Orioles have Buford in left, Blair in center, and Crowley in right. Brooks Robinson at third, Salmon at short, Johnson at second, and Powell at first. Hendricks down on one knee to take the pitch, and it's high to Woods, ball 3. This is a fastball that came up and in on Ron Woods. Now the 3-0 delivery. Ball 4 inside, so Marcelino Lopez with 4 fastballs walks Woods. Second walk given up by Lopez. Now Gene Michael. Michael is hitting .214. He's had 2 hits in this series. First pitch to him, strike. Belt high in the inside corner. One strike pitch will be coming. Foul back to the upper deck on the right side. Lights are on here at Yankee Stadium now, even though we still have a lot of sunshine. Plate and first base are in the shade. Pitcher's mound soon will be, but right now Lopez is in the sunshine. No balls, 2 strikes to Gene Michael. His next pitch is fouled into the stands down on the right side. Second doubleheader for both clubs in the last 4 days. They both played Twin Bills Thursday. 0-2 pitch. Michael fouls it back, and the count holds 0-2. Baltimore split a doubleheader in Cleveland on Thursday. Yankees split a double here against Detroit on Thursday. Again, the 0-2 pitch. High this time to Gene Michael. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bob Gamere told you earlier the Yankees have won 3 doubleheaders, lost 2 and split 6. Orioles have a record of 2 wins, no losses, and 6 splits. There's a ball low and inside to Michael. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Woods at first. Nobody out. Baltimore leading 2-0. Stretch by Marcelino Lopez, and his pitch to Gene Michael. Foul back and into the upper deck. Waiting on deck, Jerry Kenney. Two ball, two strike pitch. High ball, 3, full count. John Rice accepts a new supply of baseballs. Marcelino Lopez threw the other ball in for an exchange and threw it over the head of Elrod Hendricks all the way to the screen. Leads away. 3-2 pitch. Popped up in a shallow left, digging hard. Buford back goes the shortstop Salmon. Neither one can get it. It's in for the base hit. Gene Michael hit it right down off the fifth and looked it out in the shallow left for a base hit. Ron Woods had to hold up on it, so goes only to second. The Yankees now have their second hit off Lopez. Runners at first and second. Nobody out, and Jerry Kenney will be the batter. Kenney up there to bunt, squares off and takes a pitch high and outside, ball 1. Now Dick Hauser comes down from his coaching lines at third. He'll have a little conversation with Jerry Kenney. Kenney is batting .207. He swings on this one, bounces it to second baseman Dave Johnson. Out at second base, and Gene Michael took Salmon out with a rolling slide, and there's no double play. Gene Michael really broke up the double play as he barreled into Salmon, turned him head over tea kettle, and there was no chance for Salmon to throw back to first. Ron Woods goes to third. Kenney at first. What a job Gene Michael did breaking up the double play. Against Kenney at first. The batter is the pitcher, Steve Kline. Kline is 4 for 9, batting .444. Takes a fastball belt high on the inside corner, strike 1. Kline got 3 of his 4 base hits in one ball game. The game he won. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball, strike 2 call. Two-strike pitch to Kline. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Lopez strikes out Kline on 3 pitches, and there are 2 down. Third strikeout for Marcelino Lopez. The batter will be Horace Clarke. Clarke walked in the first inning. That was forced at second by Bobby Murcer. Murcer is on deck. Lopez pitch. Inside, ball 1. Woods at third, Kenney at first. 2 outs. Outfield is spread out and not too deep against Horace Clarke. 1-0 delivery. High, ball 2. Baltimore leading 2-0, bottom half of the second. Yankees got their first two base runners on, a walk to Woods, a single by Michael, but now there are two out. Runners at first and third. The set by Marcelino Lopez, 2-0 pitch to Clarke, swung on and missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the throw gets away from the pitcher, and Jerry Kenney races to second. Heads-up base running by Jerry Kenney. As Elrod Hendricks returned throw to Lopez, got away from the pitcher, and Jerry Kenney raced to second. At second and third, 2 balls and a strike to Clarke. Full windup by Lopez and his pitch. Fastball inside and saved from being a wild pitch on a fast move by Hendricks. We are waiting now for the official scores ruling on the play which pitch. Pitcher charged with an error. 3-1 delivery. Foul back by Clarke. Lopez charged with an error. And there another one. He just swats at the throwback from Hendricks, and this one is just knocked down by him. Had there been a runner at first, had the same play been as before, the runner from first could again have gone to second. Marcelino Lopez nonchalanting the throws back from the catcher Hendricks. One of the few times in the ball game you'll see an error charge without a ball being put in play by the batter. 3-2 pitch now to Clarke. Hit on the ground is short. Salmon has it. He throws to first base. Clarke is out and the side is retired. So for the Yankees, no runs, 1 base hit. There was a Baltimore error and 2 men are left. At the end of 2, the score is Baltimore 2 and the Yankees nothing.
Well, it's still 2-0, the Baltimore Orioles over the Yankees after the Yankees took the first game in 11 innings by a score of 6-4. And now the throw from Johnny Ellis down to second base gets away and goes out into center field. So having a little problem between the catchers and the pitchers, keeping the ball between home plate and the pitchers down. The Orioles, however, they had the trouble when it counted and when the ball was live.
Brooks Robinson will lead off top half of the third inning. 2 of the next 3 Yankee games will be afternoon games against the Chicago White Sox, Tuesday afternoon and Thursday afternoon, interspiced with a Wednesday night game. Wind up in the pitch to Brooks Robinson, hit on the ground, back up the middle. Horace Clarke to his right, has it. Can he throw him out? He throws, he's out. Brooks Robinson is thrown out by Horace Clarke, who went deep behind second to make the play. Clarke throws out Brooks Robinson in a fine play from behind second. Quite a play to get to that ball, let alone come up, get set, and make the throw in time, but he did it. 1 down, and Terry Crowley, the batter. He was called out on strikes his first time up. Left-hand hitter Kline winds and deals. Down low, ball 1. Tuesday afternoon against the White Sox will be Ladies' Day here at Yankee Stadium, too. Game time, 2 o'clock. 1-0 pitch. Crowley pops it up. Foul outside of third. Kenney and Ellis both after it, and Kenney makes the catch over near the dugout. Jerry Kenney coming in from third in foul ground near the dugout. Takes care of Crowley's pop-up. 2 away, and the batter will be Elrod Hendricks. Mel Stottlemyre will pitch Tuesday afternoon's game for the Yankees. Jerry Kenney will go for the Chicago White Sox. 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, the Yankees and the White Sox, and it will be Ladies' Day. Means ladies come in for $50. Pitch to Hendricks. Dry ball, just a bit low. Had the outside part of the plate, but just a bit low. The wind up in the 1-0 pitch. Hit on the ground right side. Backhanded by Cater at first. He'll make the play unassisted and does to retire the side. So, Steve Kline gets the Orioles in order in the top of the third. Nothing across, and at the end of 2.5, it's Baltimore 2 and the Yankees nothing. Top of the order for the Yankees here in the bottom half of the third inning. Clarke, Murcer, and White. Oh, I beg your pardon. It is Murcer, White, and Cater. Murcer takes the first pitch low, ball one. Bobby grounded into a forced play his first time up. Reached base on it, got as far as third, but expired. He swings and he misses for a strike, 1-1. Marcelino Lopez, in his first start of the year, kicks and deals. Low outside pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Murcer hits this one in the air to center field, but Paul Blair is there, and he makes the catch shoe top high. Blair seemed to have a little trouble getting the sunglasses down. But he got to it and made the catch right off his shoe tops. One away, and Roy White the batter. White struck out in the first inning. The hero of the first game with a bases-loaded single to tie it in the ninth and a 2-run homer to win it in the 11th. Batting right-handed. Takes a change-up curve high and inside, ball 1. There's one well hit to left field. Back goes Buford, back to the seats, and makes the catch and holds on as he bangs into the wall. Don Buford made the catch just a split second before he hit the wall, and he held on to retire Roy White.
Ball was in the seats, I believe, if he didn't get it.
Made quite a play to hold on to it, hitting the wall just a split second after he caught it. And now Danny Cater, who singled to center his first time up. Ball 1 outside. Mel Stottlemyre will be gunning for his 11th win Tuesday afternoon for the Yankees against the White Sox at 2 o'clock. 1-0 pitch here to Cater. Hit on the ground at second base. And a bad hop. Dave Johnson retrieves but doesn't throw. That ball took a wicked hop just as it got to Johnson. And Dave Johnson will be charged with an error on it. So Cater reaches. That is the 3rd Baltimore error in the ballgame. Is John Ellis. He swings on the first pitch and bounces it foul outside of third. Ellis struck out to end the first inning. Pitch here. Ellis fouls it at the plate. Strike 2. Hey, men, see, we got a group here from Moscow. Moscow, Pennsylvania. No balls and 2 strikes to Ellis. Cater at first, 2 outs. Check swing on a high fastball, 1-2. Baltimore leading 2-0. Bottom half of the third, 2 outs, Cater at first. The pitch to Ellis. High curve this time, makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lopez walks off the back slope of the mound onto the grass to rub up the baseball. Now the stretch by the left-hander, and the 2-2 pitch. Ellis lines it foul into the stands down the left field line. Again, the 2-2 pitch coming. Here it is. Swung on and missed, strike three. Got him with a high fastball, and the side is retired. For the Yankees, there were no runs, no hits. A Baltimore error, and a man is left. At the end of 3 innings of play, the score is Baltimore 2 and New York nothing. And now with the scores of all the other games, and to carry you through the middle three of this one, Bob Gamere. Bob?
Thank you, Frank Messer. On the scoreboard, Boston defeated Detroit by a score of 7-4, 7-12-0 for Boston, 4-6-0 for the Tigers. Ray Cope, the winner, is 12-10. Mickey Lolich, the loser, is 10-13. Petrocelli hit number 18 with 2 on in the first, and Billy Cadigliaro, number 14, with 1 on. Washington defeated Cleveland by a score of 7-3. Coleman, the winner, and McDowell, the loser, and Tom Grieve hit his third home run in the second with a man on. Cleveland leads Washington 2-0 after 2.5 innings of the nightcap. Rick Austin against Jackie Brown, relieved by Joe Grisenda in the second. Milwaukee beat Kansas City 4-2. Bowman, the winner, is 4-9. Drago, the loser, is 6-11. Kirkpatrick hit 2 home runs, number 12 and number 13. California beat Chicago 5-0. A shutout for Clyde Wright. He is now 15-9. He pitched a 3-hitter. Losing pitcher is Tommy John. Egan hit number 4, and Johnson, that's Alex Johnson, hit number 8. California nothing in the top half of the first inning in the game against Chicago. Elsewhere, Oakland blanked Minnesota 3-0. Dobson, the winner, and Blyleven, the loser. Second game after one no-score Odom against Todd. Pittsburgh beat the Mets 8-3. Chicago beat Philadelphia 4-1. The Phils lead 2-0 after 5.5. And after 4.5, it's San Diego 3, Atlanta nothing. Right now in Yankee baseball, we pause for station identification.
This is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
Davey Johnson to lead off the 4th inning. The Orioles lead 2-0. Yankees won the opener in 11 innings on Roy White's homer. The pitch swung on and hit in the air in the right field. Ron Woods fading over towards the line, loping under it. He makes the catch, and there's 1 out. 1 up and 1 down. Next bat will be the number 8 hitter in the batting order, Chico Salmon, and his home run accounted for both runs in the game. Davey Johnson walked, and Salmon hit a home run off the screen alongside the foul pole in left field. 1 out, and Klein will work to Chico. Steve Kline has given up 4 hits. The big one, the home run by Simone. First pitch to him. Swung on, hit on the ground, a high bounce. Kenney jumps to get it, has it to throw to first base in time, and there are 2 out. So 2 up and 2 down, and it'll bring up Marcelino Lopez, the pitcher who struck out his first time. Klein has now retired 6 men in a row. Lopez the batter. Finishing up those National League scores, Montreal beat St. Louis 7-6. Dodgers in Cincinnati 2-2 after 4.5. First pitch to Lopez, in there for the called strike. Houston leads the Giants 3-1 after 6.5. And that just about does it. 0-1 the count on Lopez. 2-0 Baltimore. Yankees won the opener 6-4 in 11. The pitch swung on and fouled behind home plate. No balls for 2 strikes. If you miss the opener, you miss quite a game. Orioles led 4-0 behind Palmer. Yankees kept coming back. It was 4-2 in the 9th with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and Roy White got a base hit on the 3-1 pitch. Then in the 11th inning, he hit a home run. He just missed. His 1 went foul, and then he hit 1 fair. 0-2 to Lopez. Kline winds, delivers. Outside for a ball. It's 1-2. Top half of the fourth inning. The Orioles 2 and the Yankees nothing. The Yankees will be sending up Woods, Michael, and Kenney in the bottom half of this inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The windup. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So for the Birds of the fourth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. 7 in a row now retired by Steve Kline. At the end of 3 1/2, it's Baltimore 2 and the Yankees nothing.
Mid-Hudson Yankee fans, attention. You can now make all your Yankee ticket reservations without leaving the WBNR broadcast area. In cooperation with the Fishkill National Bank and Wayne Oldsmobile and Cadillac, you can make your ticket plans for each and every Yankee game through September 27th right in the Beacon-Newburgh area. Wayne Oldsmobile and Cadillac is located in Newburgh at 190 South Robinson Avenue, which is Route 9W, about 2 miles south of the Beacon-Newburgh Bridge. And the Fishkill National Bank, well, they've got 5 conveniently located branches in Beacon, Cold Spring, Hopewell Junction, Fishkill Main Street, and the Fishkill Brinkerhoff office. So stop by these new Yankee reservation centers and pick up a schedule, pick out a game, and pick up your ticket reservations. The outlets again are the 5 branches of the Fishkill National Bank in and around the Beacon area, and Wayne Oldsmobile and Cadillac in Newburgh.
Bottom half of the fourth inning. Baltimore leading the Yankees 2-0 after the Yankees won the opener. And Marcelino Lopez out on the mound. The Yankees have had just 2 base hits off him. They've had men on base all over the place. In the first inning, Clarke threw a base on balls, and Cater had a single. Second inning, Woods threw a walk, and Michael had a pop fly single. And last inning, Danny Cater was safe on an error. And there were a couple of fine plays in the outfield. One in center and a real fine play in left by Buford. Ron Woods, the batter. Woods walked his first time up. He takes inside for ball 1. Lopez has been throwing that fastball in on the right-handed batters. And more often than not, it's been low. The pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground to third baseman Robinson. Up with it. Brooks' throw to first. In time, and there's 1 out. 1 up and 1 down for the Yankees in the bottom of the fourth. And it'll bring up Gene Michael. Michael hit a Texas League single in the short left field his first time up. Gene steps in. His activity in the first game was limited to 1 time at bat as a pinch hitter, and he struck out. The windup. The pitch to Gene, inside and low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. After this game, the Yankees will either be 7.5 out or 9.5 out. 1-0 the count to Michael. Lopez winds. The left-hander delivers. Michael takes low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 delivery from Lopez. High for ball 3. 3-0. So with 1 out, Gene Michael has a 3-0 count on him here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jerry Kenney is on deck with the pitcher spot to follow. 3-0 the count. Lopez winds. He delivers. It's inside for ball 4. So Michael walks on 4 pitches. Jogs on down to first base. It'll bring up Jerry Kenney. Kenney hit a double play ball his last time up. The Yankees had first and second, nobody out. Perfect double play ball to second base. Johnson puts it over to Chico Salmon, and Gene Michael took him right out of the play. So they got the force play, but not the double play. Kenney the batter. Thank you, John. A little ice cream. Pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Sandy Alper is passing up his ice cream. 0-1 the count. Two to nothing. Baltimore leading it in the bottom of the fourth inning. The 0-1 pitch swung on and hit foul. This one heading back into the light tower and then back down to the lower deck. Going right up in the light tower. No balls and 2 strikes. Lopez to the belt. The pitch to Kenney. High for a ball. It's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jerry Kenney. Michael is on first with 1 out in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Orioles lead it by a score of 2-0. Lopez stretches. The pitch. Kenney swings, pops it foul into the upper deck behind home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 to Kenney. Baltimore 2, the Yankees nothing. Bottom of the 4th. Yankees won the opener. Tied it in the 9th with 2 outs on a white single with the bases loaded, and won it in the 11th. Now time is called, and Jerry Kenney steps out of the batter's box. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. The stretch. Michael off first. The pitch to Kenney. Check swing. It's low. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lopez over the head to the belt. Delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Kenney went fishing for a pitch outside. So he strikes out for the 2nd out, and it'll bring up Steve Kline. Kline struck out on 3 pitches his last time. 2-0. Baltimore leads it. Kline comes to bat with 2 outs and Gene Michael on first here in the 4th inning. Lopez leans in to get the sign. He's got it. Goes to the belt. First pitch to Kline is low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. Don Buford playing Kline over in the shadows. He's playing him the pull in left field. Big gap at left center and in right center. You actually play him close to both foul lines and just about straight away in center field. Blair shading him a little bit over to left. 1-0 the count. Next pitch is an accidental little ground ball foul. I don't know whether he tried to swing at that or was trying to get out of the way. It was sort of a choppy little half swing. And it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Orioles 2, Yankees nothing. Yankees won the opener. The stretch. The pitch. Low for a ball. It's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Steve Kline. Lopez over the head and to the belt. The pitch to the plate, swung on, hit hard to shortstop. 1 bounce to Simone. He underhands it to Davey Johnson, and the side's retired. No runs for the Yankees, no hits, no errors. The man left at the end of 4. It's Baltimore 2, and the Yankees nothing. Here, along with Frank Messer and Phil Rizzuto, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Second game of the doubleheader. The first to the Yankees at 11 innings on a Roy White homer. This one, the Birds of Baltimore have the lead, 2-0 after 4. The White Sox will be here Tuesday for an afternoon game. Come on out and enjoy the sunshine. Baseball in the afternoon. The Yankees and the Chicago White Sox. Picture postcards of Stan Bonson will be given out. The pitchers will be Janeski against Stottlemyre. Don Buford will lead it off at the top of the 5th inning. Buford is 1 for 2 against Steve Kline. The first pitch is hit in the air, foul and out of play into the upper deck, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Kline has given up 4 hits. The right-hander delivers. It's low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-0 on Chico Simone's foul pole home run. 1-1 the count. wind up and the pitch. Swing, line drive, hit down the right field line. It is in there for a fair ball. It bounces up into the seats for a ground rule double. Don Buford, a solid line drive, ground rule double. And he goes to second base with nobody out here in the top of the fifth. And he'll bring up Paul Blair. Blair was called out on strikes in the first inning and then singled in the second inning. After Simone's home run in the second inning, Buford and Blair had back-to-back singles. And Kline was on the ropes, but he struck out Boog Powell. Blair the batter. Kline had retired 7 men in a row before that base hit. Big right-hander stretches. Steve throws, curveball, called the ball, and it's 1-0. That Tuesday game with the White Sox we mentioned a moment ago will also be Ladies' Day. And free Diet Pepsi will be given out to all the ladies here at Yankee Stadium. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Blair. Kline stretches. Fastball is low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Orioles 2, Yankees nothing. Top of the fifth. The Yankees won the opener 6-4 in 11 innings. The count is 2-0 on Blair. Buford on second and nobody out. Kline stretches. Here it comes. And there it goes. Ground ball to third. Kenney has it shoulder high. Straightens up. The throw to first in time, and there's 1 out. Holding up second is Buford. 1 out. Buford on second, and here's big Boog Powell. Boog walked the first time up. Struck out a second time. Brooks Robinson is on deck. So we'll see how Kline pitches to the big fella. Got 28 home runs. What a great year he's been having. The stretch. Kline kick. Deliver. Slow curve is low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Powell is batting .307. 28 homers, 21 doubles. 1-0 the count. Kline goes to the belt. The pitch is low for a ball. It's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Boog Powell. Now umpire John Rice is going to dust off home plate. Yankees looking for a sweep. The Orioles looking for a split. 2-0 the count on Powell. Kline stretches. Buford off second. The pitch to Big Boog is low for ball 3. It's 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes. 1 man is out and Buford on second. And Brooks Robinson on deck. Kline again to the belt. The 3-0 pitch. Powell takes low for ball 4. So he walks on 4 pitches. First base was unoccupied. It will be now. Powell goes to first. Buford holds at second. There's 1 out, and Brooks Robinson will be the batter. Brooks is singled and grounded out to second base. It is a great play by Horace Clarke. Clarke went way to his right, almost behind second. His momentum carried him even further. Straightened up, and he just did get Brooks Robinson. Robinson not that fast a runner. And a double play possibility here, although he's a fine hitter. 1 out and 2 on. Ellis out to the mound to talk it over with Steve Kline. Now comes back behind the plate. Yankee infield has Ellis the catcher, Cater at first, Clarke the second baseman, Michael the shortstop, and Jerry Kenney the third baseman. White, Murcer, and Woods in the outfield. Kline on the mound. Good lead for both men. The stretch. And the pitch. Fastball is low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. That walk to Powell was the third given up by Steve Kline. 1-0 the count. next pitch from Kline. Curve on the outside corner. It's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now Ellis gets up behind the plate as Steve Kline takes off his cap and mops his brow. 2-0, the Orioles lead it. Most of the big crowd still on hand. They saw a thriller in the first one. The count is 1-1. Fake throw to second base, and Buford ducks back. Buford on second. Powell on first. 1 out. 2-0, Baltimore. Yankees won the opener. The stretch by Kline. The 1-1 pitch on its way, swung on, and there's a high fly ball beyond second base. Horace Clarke is under it. He makes the catch. The infield fly rule had been called, and there are 2 outs. Just a big pop-up. 2 outs, 2 on. It'll bring out Terry Crowley, the right fielder. Crowley was called out on strikes in the first inning and popped out to Jerry Kenney in the third. So the Orioles in danger now of wasting the leadoff double by Buford. 2 outs and runners on first and second. Now they want to have a look at the baseball. John Rice calls for it. And he throws it out of the ball game. So Kline has a new ball to work with. Baltimore leading 2-0. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. 2 outs, 2 on. Kline stretches, looks back at second, delivers, and Terry Crowley takes a curve low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. On deck hitter is Elie Hendricks. 1-0 the count. Kline brings it to the belt. Next pitch is in there for the called strike, just above the knees, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kline working a lot more slowly now. He's in a little jam here in the 5th inning. First 2 games that he pitched for the Yankees were both fine, complete games. He lost the first on a Frank Howard home run 2-1. Then he beat Oakland right here, although he gave up a 2-run homer to Reggie Jackson. Today he's given up a 2-run homer to Chico Salmon, and it's 2-0. 1-1 the count on Crowley. The pitch, slow curve, hits deep to right field. May go. It is back there. It is gone. A home run. So the home run ball that we were just speaking about is given up again by Steve Kline as Terry Crowley, with 2 outs, poked it down the right field line. It did not hit the foul pole, but it wasn't fair by that much. And now time has been called. Johnny Ellis going out to the mound, and Ralph Houck is out of the Yankee dugout, and he's going to make a change right now. With Elie Hendricks the batter, Steve Kline is being taken out in the top half of the 5th inning. So Kline had got 7 men out in a row in one stretch. Was really plagued by those 2 shots. The one by Salmon and the one by Crowley. Both of them, although they were close to the line, were well hit. Salmon was well up the foul pole in left field, and that one by Crowley was well back. But not that much fair. That was the only question, whether or not it was going to be a fair ball. So 3 runs are in, and Baltimore leads the Yankees 5-0. We have 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning, and we'll have a new pitcher coming in for the New York Yankees. Looks as if it might be left-hander Mike McCormick. And that's who it is. Mike McCormick will be coming on to pitch. In the meantime, let's have a look at the scoreboard. Boston beat Detroit 7-4. Culp the winner and Lolich the loser. Petrocelli had a 3-run homer, and Billy Canigliaro had one. And they both came in the first inning when Boston scored 5 runs. Washington beat Cleveland 7-3 in the first of 2. Tom Grieve hitting a home run. Coleman beat McDowell. At the end of 4, it's Cleveland 2 and Washington nothing. Rick Austin against Jackie Brown, relieved by Joe Grisenda in the second inning. Milwaukee beat Kansas City 4-2. The winning pitcher was Bolden. The losing pitcher was Drago. California beat Chicago 5-0 in the first game of the doubleheader. Egan and Johnson had home runs. Second game after 1, it's California nothing and Chicago nothing. Oakland beat Minnesota 3-0 the first of 2, as Chuck Dobson pitched a 4-hitter, beating Birdsfly 11. In the second game at the end of 3.5, Oakland leads Minnesota by a score of 3-0, so they're threatening to sweep the doubleheader from the Minnesota Twins. Don Mincher hit home run number 19 to account for all 3 runs in the 4th inning. The Pirates beat the Mets 8-3. Walker the winner and Ryan the loser. Willie Stargell hit home run number 23. Chicago beat Philadelphia 4-1 in the first game of the doubleheader. Second game, the Phillies lead 4-0 after 6 innings of play. San Diego leads Atlanta by a score of 4-1 after 6. Jarvis against Dobson. Spezio has hit number 7. At the end of 8, it is Houston 5 and the San Francisco Giants 3. Cook, Glading, and LeMaster, the Houston pitchers. Marshall started, relieved by McMahon in the 8th inning for the Giants. Montreal beat St. Louis 7-6 in the first game of the doubleheader. Joe Torre hit number 12 and Rusty Staub number 23. No score after 1 of the second game. At the end of 5.5, it's Cincinnati 2 and Los Angeles 2. Merritt against Sutton, and Pete Rose hit home run number 11. So Mike McCormick is on the pitch for the New York Yankees, as Kline gave up 5 runs and 6 hits in 4 2/3 innings. Steve walked 3, and he struck out 5. First batter to face McCormick is Elie Hendricks. He takes a curve outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. 1-0 the count. Pitch is hit in the air to right field. This one down the line and well back. And this one is a fair ball and another home run. That one barely fair, but again it didn't hit the foul pole. Dropped in there for a home run. And the Orioles have back-to-back home runs, and certainly a rough greeting for Mike McCormick. 6-0. Last time McCormick pitched was Friday night as the starter against the Detroit Tigers. 6-0. The Orioles lead it on 3 home runs. Well, that's what you got to do here at the stadium. Put them down those foul lines, and that's exactly what they've done. Here's Davey Johnson. Curveball is low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. McCormick into the windup. The 1-0 pitch. In there for the call. Strike, and it's 1-1. Baltimore 6 and the Yankees nothing. Birds have scored 4 runs here in the 5th inning. Yankees won the opener on Roy White's 11th inning home run. The 1-1 pitch. High for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count on Davey Johnson. The windup and the pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground out to shortstop Michael. The throw to first, in time, and the side is finally retired. So Baltimore in the 5th inning, they get 4 runs on 3 hits, all for extra bases. No Yankee errors and nobody left. After 4.5, it's Baltimore 6 and the Yankees nothing.
Are you game for a quiz? Then listen carefully, because the question won't be repeated. What does ARCO stand for? ARCO. Here are a few hints. Hint 1. Many of you recently received a credit card with the name ARCO on top. It replaced your Atlantic card. Hint 2. The ARCO card is honored by Hertz, Ramada, and Treadway Inns, Hyatt House Hotels, Hyatt Lodges, Travelodge Motels, Friendship Inns, Emmons Walker Inns Incorporated, and Superior Motel. Time's up. Anyone who figured out that ARCO stands for the petroleum products of the Atlantic Richfield Company gets an A. You see, when the Atlantic Richfield Company was formed, it made sense to have one national credit card good at thousands of service stations coast to coast. The name selected for the card was ARCO. And if you'd like to carry one, applications are waiting for you at all Atlantic stations. If there are no more questions, then, class is dismissed.
Right now on Yankee baseball, we pause for station identification.
This is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
Horace Clarke will lead it off in the bottom half of the fifth inning. First pitch to Horace from Marcelino Lopez is a curve in there for the called strike one. No balls and one strike. Next pitch to Horace, he takes high for a ball, and it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 Baltimore home runs. In the nightcap, they lead 6-0. For 1-1 pitch, low and in the dirt, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And if you were to know that Baltimore had 3 home runs in a game, you probably would not pick Salmon, Hendricks, and Crowley as the 3. 2-1 the count. Next pitch to Horace Clarke is low, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. The Yankees have had 2 hits off Marcelino Lopez. They've also given up 3 walks. Pitch is over, and it's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The windup, the full count pitch to Clarke. High and outside, ball 4. So Horace throws a base on ball to start things off. That's his second walk of the ball game. And Phil Rizzuto has rejoined us.
Well, I feel terrible, Bob. I feel like somebody's walked through my mouth. Somebody gave me a hot foot in my stomach. My eyes feel like they got sand all over them. But I'm hanging in there. Those old timers will do it to you every time.
Bobby Murcer the batter. Horace Clarke on at first, nobody out. Bottom half of the fifth inning. Lopez's pitch to Murcer way outside for ball 1. Now time is called that Elie Hendricks wants to go out and talk to Marcelino Lopez. 1 ball and no strike. Hendricks and Lopez get together out on the mound. Orioles 6 and the Yankees nothing. Bottom of the fifth as the Orioles hopeful of getting a split. Well, the conference breaks up out on the mound.
Are you up to date on your score?
Lopez back on top. 1-0 the count to Murcer. Clarke off first. The pitch, way high, and it's 2-0. So Lopez having control problems here in the fifth inning. He has to get by the fifth inning to be the winning pitcher as a starter. Right now he's got a 6-run lead, 6-0. The 2-0 stretch, and the pitch, way high, and it's 3-0, and he's lost his control here. 3 balls and no strikes. He hadn't been close on Murcer, and now Lopez is going for a walk. Goes out towards second base, comes back, picks up the rosin bag. 3-0 the count. Bottom half of the fifth inning, the stretch. The pitch to Murcer, outside, ball 4, and the Yankees have had 2 walks in a row. And out of the Oriole dugout appears to be George Bamberger, the pitching coach. That's who it is, Bamberger walking out. He does not make the pitching changes. Weaver makes the pitching changes. So he's out to try and settle down Marcelino Lopez. But the door is open for the Yankees. 2 men on with nobody out, and Roy White will be the batter. White got a single with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 9th inning of the first game to tie it up. Hit a home run in the bottom of the 11th with a man on to win it. In this game, he's 0 for 2. He struck out, and he was robbed on a fine catch by left fielder Don Buford of a ball that would have been in the seat. So Roy White will be the batter. Bamberger taking a lot of time out of the mound. They want to get a chance to get somebody ready out in the bullpen. So the Yankees have a chance to get back in the ball game. They're down 6-0, but 2 walks have put the runners on with nobody out. Back in the second, the Yankees had the first 2 men get on, but they failed to score. But now they have the heart of the batting order: White, Cater, and Ella. Clarke and Murcer ready to go. The pitch is inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. Lopez to the belt. The next pitch to White. Curve is in there for the called strike, and it's 1-1. Got the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lopez to the belt. And the pitch way high. Hendricks has to go way up to get it. He made a nice save. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 to Roy White. Now time is called, and Chico Salmon, the shortstop, is coming over to speak to Lopez. Two and one the count. Two balls and 1 strike to Roy White. Yankee hero of the first game of the doubleheader. Lopez stretches. And the pitch. Check swing, it's low, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to Roy White. The Orioles got 4 runs in the top half of this inning on a couple of homers. Right now, the Yankees trying to get back. First and second, nobody out. 3-1 on Roy White. And if this one's a ball, it'll be 3 walks in a row. The stretch, the pitch. Swing and a missed strike 2, 3-2. Longest Marcelino Lopez has pitched this year in any game was 4 2/3 innings, and that was against the Yankees. The 3-2 stretch and the pitch. Swung on and popped up. The infield fly rule if it's fair. Going back to third base, and Salmon, the shortstop, makes the catch in foul territory. And there's 1 out. 1 out, runners still on first and second. So he came back on Roy White after being down 3-1, and he gets him to pop out. 1 out, and the batter will be Danny Cater. Cater has singled and been safe on an error. One out, and Cater the batter. The stretch. The first pitch to Cater. Slow curve, bounce foul at home plate. Strike 1. Ball might have hit Cater, too. He's wringing his hand or his wrist. No balls and 1 strike. I don't know how he could have hurt his wrist on that. But he did. 0-1 the count. Shaking his right wrist. First and second and 1 out for the Yankees. 6-0 Baltimore. Here's the pitch. Inside with the fastball, and it's 1-1. Marcelino Lopez has walked Clarke and Murcer. But then they got Roy White to pop out on the 3-2 pitch. Now he's working to Cater. One ball, 1 strike. Lopez to the belt. And the pitch. Swing, line drive it out to left center field. Coming on is Buford coming on. He can't get it to for a base hit. The runners will hold after advancing 1 base. Clarke to third. Murcer to second, and Cater to first. And the Yankees have them loaded with 1 out. And big John Ellis the batter. But Ellis has been duck soup for Marcelino Lopez. He's got him swinging twice. Struck him out both times, but he made him look bad on both occasions. So Ellis is up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Orioles leading 6-0. Deck is Ron Wood. The windup and the pitch. Swinging a foul back here. Right over our heads. No balls and 1 strike. wasn't for that screen. 0-1 the count. The windup and the pitch. Ellis, slow curve, bounce foul, and he's in a hole again. No balls and 2 strikes. So Lopez is 1 strike away from getting Ellis for the 3rd time. Yankees have him loaded with 1 out. Baltimore leads 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees won the opener in 11 innings. No balls and 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch. Ellis swings and misses strike 3. Went for the high fastball, and he strikes out for the 3rd time. 2 outs, and the batter will be Ron Wood. Woods has walked and bounced the 3rd. 6-0. Baltimore with the lead. The windup and the pitch to Woods. Slow curve is high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. Clarke, Murcer, and Cater on the bases. 2 outs. The count 1-0 to Ron Woods. Marcelino Lopez winds. Delivers way high, and Hendricks has to go get it again. It's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Gene Michael on deck. The Yankees have only had 3 hits, but they've had base runners all over the place in this ball game. 2 base runners in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 last inning, and 3 this inning. All right, Lopez gets back on the rubber. 2 balls and no strikes. Marcelino winds. The pitch to Woods. Way high at 3-0. No strikes to Ron Woods. And with the bases loaded and the Yankees down by 6, there isn't much chance that he'll be swinging. The windup. Lopez aims it. Ball 4. So the Yankees have a run, and that's all for Marcelino Lopez. And he cannot be the winning pitcher. He goes 4 2/3 innings. And even though he leaves with the score 6-1, he cannot be the winning pitcher. And this is not as bad a start as you might think for a relief fan. They don't like to come in with the bases loaded, but when they can get an easy win out of it.
Well, I wouldn't call it easy because the way the Yankees bounced back in that first game, they're going to be rough. But as you said, Marcelino Lopez had himself this big lead, and you can't blame Earl Weaver. How far can he go? This is the way to get ulcers. Thought he had the first game all wrapped up, 4-0, and the Yankees bounced back. Their top pitcher on the mound here. The Yankees thought they might have a breeze with Marcelino Lopez on the mound, and they've run into trouble. And only because they haven't been able to get the clutch hit in this game as they did in the first game. As Bob told you, they left 2 men on in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and they've got the bases loaded here now, although they do have 1 run in. And Pete Ward is going to come up and bat for Gene Michael. We haven't seen yet who the pitcher is, so evidently it's a right-hand pitcher. It'll be a right-hander. As soon as we find out who it is.
That Mo Drabowski looks like
it is.
All right, so Mo Drabowski comes on. Started the year with the Kansas City Royals, and then the Orioles picked him up just before the trading deadline. Drabowski with the Orioles, his ERA is 3.00. He has won 2 and lost 1. Overall, he has won 3 and lost 3, and his ERA is 3.15. So Drabowski will have to pitch to Pete Ward, although Gene Michael had gotten a single and a walk in 2 at-bats. He leaves, and Pete Ward will be the pinch hitter. Well, Pete Ward will be the pinch hitter. He's now being introduced. And Drabowski
the first game
introduced after pitcher.
With that base hit, that opposite field. He really has been a hot hitter of late.
That's right. Of course, in the game, he had the bunt, but he was thrown out by Dave Johnson yesterday. But he had a base hit for a bunt on the road trip. I believe it was in Cleveland. But the drag bunt he had yesterday, you couldn't place the ball. If you could walk out in the infield and put it in a better spot, you couldn't do it. And they Johnson made a fine play.
You got to go with the hot men. Right now, one big base hit, and the Yankees are definitely back in this ball game. Couldn't be any more dramatic than that first game, though.
Wasn't that something? And Roy White was saying, as Phil knows, on the TV side, it was the first time he's ever broken up a game with a home run.
It is strange.
All right, here's Pete Ward. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 6-1 Baltimore. Yankees with a chance to get right back in there. And Mo Grabowski on the mound. Ward is in the box. He's ready. So is Grabowski. He winds. The first pitch Ward takes outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Pete. Up. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, it's 2-0. Talk about ulcers. Earl Weaver must be climbing the wall now. With a 6-run lead, you're putting that all over the place.
If you walk right here, wouldn't be bad for the Yankees to bring the potential tying run to the plate.
Jerry Kenney on deck. 2 balls and no strikes. Grabowski taking his time, looks over to third. Murcer down the line. The windup. The pitch. Strike on the corner. It's 2-1. Just did get the outside corner. 2-1 the count. Two and one to Pete Ward. Bases full of Yankees with 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Baltimore looking for a split, leading 6-1. The windup by Grabowski. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2. So Pete Ward is down to his last swing. Bases loaded. Grabowski into the windup. Here's the pitch. Ward swings, fouls it down the left field line, back into the seat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pete just reached out and got part of a bat on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marcelino Lopez went 4 2/3 innings, and that's exactly as long as his longest previous experience. That was against the Yankees. 2-2 to Ward. Bases loaded. The windup and the pitch. Outside it's 3-2. 3-2. How do you do? And everybody's going to be running. What a base hit to do here. They're loaded with 2 outs. Let's see if Grabowski stretches or winds up. If he winds up, it'll be, I guess he's going to stretch. 3-2 to Pete Ward. Bases loaded. Grabowski is ready, and now time is called. Ward isn't. Three balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. First time I've ever seen anybody yawn with the bases loaded and 3-2.
That's un-American. Why don't you quit it, you huckleberry? It's the guy sitting right in back of it.
Ready to go. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Boog Powell ducks it at first, and he scared Ron Woods. There's the stretch. The pitch. Ball 4, it's low, and the run scores. It's 6-2. Well, the Yankees have come up with 4 walks. They're going to take Pete Ward out, and Jim Lytle will go in the run for him. And now the tying run is at the plate. Wait a minute, that's Baker. That's not Jimmy Lytle. It's Frank Baker who is going to run for him. Baker wearing number 26. Jimmy Lytle has worn number 27. So Frank Baker is going to go in a run for him, and chances are he'll stay in the ball game and play shortstop. So he'll be batting in the number 9 spot. All right, Jerry Kenney up there. They're still loaded. And 2 out. Grabowski winds. Pitches. Low, ball 1. So he can't find the plate either here. The Yankees have had 4 walks, and that anytime drives the manager crazy. But when you're ahead 6-0 and it happens, I'll tell you, 1 ball and no strikes to Kenney. Now the Yankees are in a position where a home run would tie this thing up. The Orioles have hit 3 homers. 1-0 to Kenney. Bader, Woods, and Baker ready to run. The windup. The pitch. Strike on the corner. It's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. This has been some 5th inning. The Orioles got 4 runs in the top of the inning on back-to-back homers. The Yankees have scored twice and still have them loaded. 1-1 to Jerry Kenney. Grabowski into the windup. Here's the pitch. Kenney takes outside. 2-1. Kenney has bounced into a 4th play and struck out. Two balls and 1 strike. Grabowski winds. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled down the left field line. Be back into the seat. Jerry reached out and fouled it into the first row of the upper deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. $41,610 the paid attendance today. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Runners leaning away. The windup and the pitch. Inside it's 3-2, and here we go again. Unbelievable inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the base is loaded. The Yankees have had 4 walks in this inning. Bases are loaded. 2 runs in. 3-2 to Kenney, 2 outs. 6-2 Baltimore. The stretch. The pitch. Ball 4. Almost unbelievable.
I tell you, there's something. Destiny. And age.
George Bamberger is receiving the chorus of food, the pitching coach. But again, he does not make the changes. Earl Weaver takes out the pitchers. So we'll see what he can say to Mo Grabowski. That ball was not close. And the Yankees have gotten 3 runs back on 1 single. 1 little single by Danny Cater. Now we're going to need a pinch hitter for the Yankees here. Let's wait and see who it's going to be. Nobody has come out of the Yankee dugout. Kurt Leffrey. Leffrey coming up to pinch hit. He had a home run here against Grabowski earlier in the year. Leffrey, the batter, with the bases still loaded. 6-3 Baltimore. Woods, Baker, and Kenney ready to run. Here's the pitch. He swings and pops it out high over the infield on the first pitch. Simone backing up. Here comes Buford. They come together. It's still here. 2-run score. Kenney is the 3rd. And it's a 6-5 ball game. They came together, and then they both struck out of the way, and the ball dropped in. Unbelievable.
looks like it's written. And unbelievable. But I'll tell you one thing, Blippery should have been on second base. I guess he was so mad that he didn't run. He figured he had popped out.
And it's a 6-5 game, and Horace Clarke, the batter. 2 outs. Yankees have scored 5 runs, and they really have not had a solid hit. Caters is well hit. Here's the pitch. Outside ball one. Caters has been the closest thing to a good solid hit, and that one was dying out there when it fell in. Lefty gets a hit on that. Nobody touched it. They still haven't. 1 ball and no strikes to Clarke. Throw to first. Lefty gets back. Seems remarkable that Lefty, after 3 straight walks, swung at the first pitch and popped it as high as you can pop it. And nobody caught it. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike called. It's 1-1. That was a late call from John Rice. Very slow and going up with the hand that time. So you got the big yell and then the boo. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the hit now can tie it up. Kenney dances down the line. The pitch. Swung on and popped up in the short left field. Buford. There goes Simone and Buford makes the catch. Oh, that looked like a replay. The fans were howling, but Buford was able to make the catch. 5 runs. 2 hits. No errors, and 2 men left. At the end of 5, it's Baltimore 6 and the Yankees 5. And Steve Hamilton is coming in to pitch for the Yankees. Baker stays in the spot that he came in when he came in as a pinch runner. He came in and he pinch ran for Ward, who batted for Michael. So we'll put Baker in the 7th spot. And Hamilton will be batting 9th. Hamilton bats 9th. Baker bats 7th. 6-5 Baltimore leading, but a few moments ago they were ahead 6-0. And I want to tell you, this crowd is having some time today. What 2 ball games. And this one is a long way from being over. First one, the Yankees tied it with a hit with 2 outs in the 9th. And won it in the 11th on a home run. Well, the crowd is cheering everything. Signs, everything. I think some fan just had an Oriole banner and lost it. This has been something else. Top half of the 6th inning, and Chico Salmon the batter. That fly ball is the darndest thing. With the bases loaded and everybody running. I don't know, Kenney got to 3rd and he rounded it.
Would have been very close. It's hard to tell.
All right, here's Simone. Hamilton delivers. Swing and a pop foul out of play, strike 1. Simone, the number 8 man in the batting order, has hit a home run off the left field foul pole and grounded to 3rd. 6-5, the Orioles still lead it. What games these 2 teams have played. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, and it's 1-1. And they'll be back here at Yankee Stadium last day in August to begin a 4-game series with the Yankees right here. 1-1 the count. Hamilton into the windup. And the pitch. Takes the button. He takes it for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count on Simone. Top of the 6th inning. Baltimore 6 and the Yankees 5. Now umpire John Rice is going to have a look at Simone. Oh, he's going to draw the line to the back part of the batter's box. Haven't seen that in a long time. The lines have been obliterated. And John Rice followed the bat for a moment and drew a line across. And he said, that's it. 2-1 the count. So now Hamilton has to try and hold the birds. Here's the pitch. Curved line for a base hit in the left center field. Coming over the field at Roy White. Right up with the ball. Simone with the turn. Holds on as he gets a solid base hit to left center. And that was harder hit than anything the Yankees had in the 5th inning, although they scored 5 runs. Brings up Mo Grabowski. Grabowski, the pitcher, will probably be up there to bunt. The stretch. He squares around, takes it low for ball one, and Hamilton fell down to his knees out on the mound. 1 ball and no strikes. He slipped coming off the mound. And it's a good thing he didn't bunt the ball. 1-0 the count. Although Jerry Kenney might have fielded it, Kenney was almost shaking hands with Grabowski. 1-0 the count. 6-5 Baltimore. Top of the 6th. Hamilton stretches. The pitch is swung on and fouled over towards the Orioles dugout and into it. 1-1. The stretch by Hamilton and the pitch. Bunted at first base side. Out to get it, Cater. Has to play it to first just in time, and there's one out. That's Grabowski, for a veteran, who's really hustling down the line. Horace Clarke took the throw. There's one out. Right now in Yankee baseball, we pause for station identification.
This is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
One out, and Don Buford, the leadoff man, will be up there. Slide out to center field, singled and doubled. Buford is 2 for 3. Hamilton on the mound with 1 out. And Chico Salmon on second base. Steve takes plenty of time. In fact, he takes too much, and backing out is Buford. The Orioles got the first 6 runs. Yankees got 5 in the bottom of the 5th. We're in the top of the 6th. The pitch in there for the called strike. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Hamilton stretches. He delivers. Curveball low, and it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Yankees got their 5 runs on 5 walks. A single by Cater and a pop-up by Blefary that nobody caught. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Buford. Hamilton stretches, and the pitch. Curve is inside, and it's 2-1. Paul Blair is on deck. 2 balls and 1 strike. Top half of the 6th inning. Both McDaniel and Aker were used in the first game. McDaniel for just 1 inning. And Aker for 2. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. A slow grounder down the third base line. Kenney picks it up foul. Makes the throw, but it's a foul ball. Chico Salmon will have to go back to second. And Buford comes back to get the bat. 2-2 the count. Top of the 6th. The Orioles lead at 6-5. balls, 2 strikes to count on Buford. The stretch. And the pitch. Low and nice block by Johnny Ellis. He's crawling all over trying to get it. 3 balls for 2 strikes. So Buford has a full count, and Ellis gets a nice hand. Johnny catching only his 2nd game of the season for the Yankees. Thurman Munson is at 4th dip. Jake Gibbs caught the opener. 3 balls for 2 strikes. The stretch, the pitch. Swung on, long drive at the left field. Over towards the line, White running, can't get it. Bounces in, and into the stands for a ground rule double. That's the 2nd ground rule double in a row for Don Buford. And the Orioles lead 7-5. Simone scores on it. Baltimore 7 and the Yankees 5. 1 out, and the batter will be Paul Blair. Blair, the batter. He has been called out on strike, singled and grounded out to third. Orioles 7, Yankees 5. The pitch in there for the call, strike one. No balls and 1 strike. Pitcher of record is still Steve Kline for the Yankees. Had they gotten one more run, he would have been off the hook. 0-1 the count. The stretch. And the pitch. In there for the call, strike two. So quickly, Hamilton is ahead of Blair, 0-2. Boog Powell is on deck. But Hamilton's usually very tough on left-handed batters. Big Steve takes a stretch. The pitch. Swung on, bounced foul outside of third. Billy Hunter grabs it. 0-2 the count. Hamilton has the sign. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on. A ground ball to third. Kenney backs up and misplays it. Right off his knee. Round third, Buford. He's going to score. Right up at the ball. Going on in the second base is Blair. Kenney backed up all the way on that ball. Right off his knee, over his head, and out to the left field. And it scored an error all the way. And it's now 8-5. So now the Yankees give one right back. No RBI. Down to second goes Blair. 1 out, and Boog Powell will be the batter. Big Boog steps in. Powell has walked, struck out, and walked. Check swing at the strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. 8-5 Baltimore. We have seen 11 runs in the last, inning. And 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Baltimore got 4 in the top of the 5th. The Yankees 5. The Birds 2 here. The 0-1 pitch to Powell. Swung on, hit up the middle. Clarke tries to get it. He can at the base hit. Paul Blair around third. He scores. Up at the ball is Ron Woods. It's a single. Another run, and it's 9-5 Baltimore. And Ralph House is coming out of the Yankee dugout. And that'll be all for Steve Hamilton. So Steve, who has pitched so effectively for the Yankees this year, met with little success in this inning. He only got 1 man out, and that was Mo Grabowski on the bunt. But he certainly didn't get support on the ground ball hit to Kenney. So the Orioles are back ahead by 4. This game has gone 6-0, 6-5, and now 9-5. And it'll be Gary Waslewski coming out of the Yankee bullpen. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Boston beat Detroit by a score of 7-4. Culp the winner and Lolich the loser. Washington beat Cleveland 7-3 in the first game of the doubleheader. Second game, Cleveland leads 5-2 at the end of 5.5. Milwaukee beat Kansas City by a score of 4-2. Kirkpatrick had 2 home runs. California shut out Chicago 5-0, a 3-hitter for Clyde Wright. Second game, the Angels lead 4-1 after 4.5. And Bill Melton has hit home run number 21. Oakland shut out Minnesota 3-0 in the first game of the doubleheader, a 4-hitter for Chuck Dobson. Second game is tied up 3-3 after 5.5. Don Mincher hitting a 3-run homer. And Harmon Killebrew had a solo shot. Home run number 34. He leads the American League. Pittsburgh beat the Mets by a score of 8-3 in the National League. Walker the winner and Ryan the loser. Willie Stargell hit number 23. The Cubs beat the Phillies in the first game 4-1, but the Phillies came back and won the nightcap 6-1. At the end of 8, it's San Diego 4 and Atlanta 2. Hank Aaron has hit home run number 33, and Ed Spezio has hit home run number 7. At the end of 9, a tie game between the Giants and the Houston Astros. It's 5-5. Final score, Montreal 7, St. Louis 6 in the first game. Second game after 3.5, St. Louis 1 and Montreal nothing. At the end of 7.5, it's Los Angeles 3, Cincinnati 3, and Pete Rose has hit 2 home runs, gives them a total of 12. Here at Yankee Stadium, the Yankees won the opener. With 2 outs in the 9th inning and the bases loaded, the Yankees trailing 4-2, Roy White singled on the 3-1 pitch to tie it up. In the 11th inning, Roy White hit a home run with a man on, and the Yankees won it 6-4. In the second game, Baltimore got 2 runs in the second inning as Chico Salmon hit the left field foul pole. Then in the 5th inning, they scored 4 runs. As with 2 outs, Terry Crowley hit a 3-run homer, and Elie Hendricks followed with a home run off Mike McCormick. Prior to that, the runs were charged to Steve Kline. So that gave the Orioles a 6-0 lead, but then Marcelino Lopez and Mo Grabowski had trouble finding the plate in the 5th inning. The Yankees got 5 walks, a base hit from Cater, and a pop fly hit by Blefary. That the left fielder Buford and the shortstop Simone came together, and then each one ducked out of the way, and the ball fell in. 2 runs scored to make it 6-5. Clarke made out to end the inning. But now in the top of the 6th, the Birds have come back. They have 3 runs in, 1 out, and a runner on first base, Boog Powell. So Gary Waflewski is in the pitch. Waflewski stretches, checks Powell, and the pitch. Low outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The Orioles have 9 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. Yankees 5 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. The stretch by Waflewski. And the pitch. Swing and a hard ground ball to third. Kenney backs up. He has this one. Over the clock for 1. The relay to first for a double play. And the side's retired. So Waflewski does a great job in relief as he gets them out with the double play. However, the Orioles get 3 runs, and they had 3 hits. There was 1 big Yankee error, and nobody left on base. At the end of 5.5, it's Baltimore 9 and New York 5. Murcer steps in. Bobby has hit into a force play, lined out to center field, and walked on 4 pitches last inning. The windup. Grabowski's pitch to Murcer is low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. 9-5, the Orioles lead it. Bottom half of the 6th inning. The 1-0 windup and the pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground between first and second, through in the right field for a base hit. So Bobby Murcer leads off the 6th inning with a single. He's on at first with nobody out. It brings up Roy White. White struck out. Slid out to deep left field. Buford making a fine catch. Then last inning, he popped out on a 3-2 pitch. Murcer with the lead off first. Mo Grabowski goes to the belt. The pitch to White, swung on, hit in the air, out in the short left field. Buford coming in, Simone going back. Simone makes the catch, and there's 1 out. Little soft pop fly off the handle. 1 out. Bobby Murcer holds it first. And here's Danny Cater. They haven't gotten Cater out. He's had 2 singles, and he was safe on an error. Grabowski stretches. And the pitch. Curve is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strike. Murcer off first. The pitch. Lined foul down the right field line, back into the box seats. It's 1-1. 9-5, Baltimore leading. after the Yankees won the thrilling opener, and this one has been just as exciting. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom half of the 6th inning. There's the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled right. That is to get that one on the fly, believe it or not. It hurts a little. Got to throw it up. You ready? One ball and 2 strikes.
Here and the ball's coming back.
1 and 2 the count to Danny Cater. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on, line drive hit out over second at the base, hit to center field. Bobby Murcer to second, and he holds on as Danny Cater gets a solid single to center. So the Yankees have first and second and 1 out. The first one I've ever caught on the fly.
No kidding? Very good. Sir, it scared me because I was looking through the binoculars when it started back, and it looks like it's right on top of you.
Is that Earl Weaver? It is, so we're going to have a new pitcher. Grabowski is being taken out of the ball game with first and second and 1 out. And this pitcher, whoever comes in, could still conceivably get the win, because the official scorer has a judgment here. And the book says that if a relief pitcher pitches briefly or ineffectively, you can take the win away from him. And Grabowski qualifies under both categories. Mo leads. To 5. Baltimore leads it with 1 out. New pitcher coming in from the bullpen. Still has the glasses on. We'll wait and see. We saw Rickard in the first game, the left-hander. But let's see, John Ellis is the next bat. He struck out 3 times. He's delighted that Marcelino Lopez isn't around because Lopez got him 3 times. It's Jim Harden. So they're going with Jim Harden. Now, he's been used as a starter. This will be his 27th game. He has started 14. So this will be his 13th relief assignment. He has pitched 109 innings and given up 109 hits. 43 earned runs, 9 homers, and a 3.55 earned run average. 109 innings and 109 hits he's given out. I'll bet that comes to about 1 an inning. First and second and 1 out. John Ellis will be the batter. And Ellis has got to be happy that Lopez is gone, because Lopez got him 3 times and made him look bad every time. Ellis is now walking over to the on-deck circle. So Jim Harden comes on the pitch. 9-5, Baltimore. The Yankees won the opener 6-4. What a game this has been. Orioles were ahead 6-0. Yankees got 5 in the bottom of the 5th. Orioles have gotten 3 in the top of the 6th. Now the Yankees have 2 on and 1 out.
Murcer reached down at second base and had some on the bottom of his spike shoe, and it's gum. Now, it looked like a movie skit, the old Harold Lloyd or Laurel and Hardy. He got the gum off one hand, got it on the other, then he tried to do it with his foot, then he tried to do it with the bag, and he is mad out there. I think he put it on Chico Simone's arm now.
Here we go. Johnny Ellis steps in. First and second, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. The Orioles leading 9-5 after the Yankees won the opener. Jim Harden kicking some dirt around. In fact, kicking a lot of dirt around. Now he's ready. Murcer on second. Cater on first. The stretch. First pitch to Ellis. Swung on. Hit the right field. Down the line. May have the legs. Does it? It is a home run. has hit the first pitch from Jim Harden into the first row of the right field seat. He hit it to the opposite field, so Crowley was nowhere close to it. And it just got in. It was a line drive. It hit all the way. The question, did it have the legs? And it did. First row of the right field seat. Here's Ron Woods. It's 9-8. The pitch. High and inside for ball one. He hit his first pitch. Oh, he said he was happy Lopez wasn't around anymore. He had struck him out 3 times. He tickled it. 9-8. The pitch. Swung on line drive, hit out to left center field, coming over Buke, but he can't get it. The base hit. He plays it on one off, and Ron Woods is on with a single. What a doubleheader this has been. Unbelievable. And we're only in the bottom of the 6th inning. We have had 15 runs in the last 2 innings. Unbelievable. Here's Frank Baker. 9-8, Baltimore. Baker up for the first time in this game. Went into the pinch runner for Pete Ward. Jim Harden walking around the mound. And here comes Earl Weaver, and we're going to have another pitching change. Listen to the crowd. Now he wants a left-hander, possibly Rickard, to come in and pitch to Frank Baker. There's 1 out for the Yankees here in the 6th inning. 3 runs in. Baltimore leading 9-8 after the Yankees won the first game in dramatic fashion. And Weaver is going to the bullpen. Yeah. And there goes Harden. And Harden was hit hard. A home run and a long single. Woods' ball for a while looks as though it may go through. And a new pitcher coming into the bullpen, and they really give a cheer to Harden. Oh, they give him a standing ovation as he goes out. It is Pete Rickard. Now, Rickard was the fellow in the 9th inning of the first game that Roy White tied the game off. Am I correct, Phil?
That's right. He hit the home run off Rickard, although the runs were charged to Palmer.
You mean the base hit?
The base hit. The base hit, they got off Rickard.
Right.
But that scored the 2 runs that were charged to Palmer, and then Rickard went out, and Hall, of course, was the...
In that first game, the bases were loaded with 2 outs. Rickard got behind Roy White 3-1, and White got a base hit to tie it up at 4-4, and then won it in the 11th with a home run. Nice, quiet afternoon at the ballpark. Following Old Timers Day.
I tell you, the way Earl Weaver's going, he might foul up that bullpen so badly that it might cost them late in the season. The way he is running in these relief pitches, it's almost as though he were a little panicky, and yet he's got a pretty commanding lead right now. The Yankees are 8.5 behind, and it's a big, big ball game because it'll be the difference of 2 games. Should the Yankees win, they'll be 7.5. Should they lose, they'll be 9.5. But yet Earl Weaver is playing as though we're the last game of the year or the last week of the season. Press that panic button and things can happen.
Well, the first man he'll have to face will be Baker. And then Jerry Kenney. 9-8 Baltimore. Now, the Yankees have never gotten even in this game, so Steve Kline still stands to be the loser, as it is right now. But the Yankees have a runner on and 1 out. It's for sure Harden will not get the win because he also pitched briefly and ineffectively. So Baker the batter. We have seen some outstanding baseball today, some horrible baseball, and it's all been fun. Baker the batter with 1 out. Ron Woods on first. Rickard goes to the belt. Long Island left-hander delivers. Strike 1 swinging. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. That home run for Ellis was number 5. There's the stretch. The pitch. Baker swings. Line drive. Base hit to left field. Down the second second goes Woods. He makes the turn, gives it up with the ball. He holds on, throws in behind him, and the ball bounces off the chest of Davey Johnson, but doesn't get away far enough. So Baker has gotten his first major league base hit. A line drive in the hole between third and short. First and second and one out. And the batter will be Jerry Kenney. Kenney is hit into a force play, struck out, and drew a base on ball. Rickard stretches. The pitch to Kenney. Swung on and fouled with a screen. Strike one. No balls and one strike. Kenney. 9-8 Baltimore. The stretch, the runner's lead away. The pitch. High, comes all the way back to the backstop. Woods on his way to third, Baker on his way to second. They make the turn and hold on. And here comes George Bamberger out of the Orioles dugout. Second and third and one out, and the Yankees are 90 feet away from tying it up. Fans have the white handkerchiefs out. The count is 1-1 on Kenney. They're going to leave him in. As we mentioned, Weaver comes out, and the pitcher comes out of there. I'd like to do a recap on this game. 2 for Baltimore in the second, 4 in the fifth, made it 6-0. Yankees got 5 in the fifth, made it 6-5. Orioles got 3, made it 9-5. Yankees have scored 3. It's 9-8. Second and third and one out, and Kenney the batter. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kenney. The stretch by Rickard. And the pitch. It hit his bat and goes over towards the Baltimore dugout. 1-2. Trying to draw his bat back. The pitch was low, and somehow the ball hit the bat and went over to the dugout. First it gave the impression of being a wild pitch, but it had hit his bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jerry Kenney. Woods off third, Baker off second, and the place in an absolute uproar. The stretch by Rickard. And the pitch. Strike 3 called, and Kenney has struck out. And Thurman Munson is coming up to pitch hit. Munson somehow has gotten to the ballpark. And he will be the pinch hitter. And he is getting a standing ovation. As we mentioned, he's gone on reserve duty, but he is off duty now and ready to pinch hit. Second and third and 2 out. But still, the Yankees haven't tied it up. They got within 1 run earlier. Right now in Yankee baseball, we pause for station identification.
Is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
All right, Munson has come on the scene like Clark Kent with 2 outs, runners on second and third, and now he steps out of the batter's box. We're in the 6th inning. It's Baltimore 9 and the Yankees 8. As the stretch. Rickard delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to Thurman Munson. 9-8, Baltimore. Woods on third, Baker on second. To stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Inside and low, and a nice block by Elie Hendricks. 1-0 2-1 the count. Count. Rickard taking a lot of time, goes to the belt. Here it comes. High foul out of play into the upper deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count on Thurman Munson. The Yankees won the first one. They tied it up in the 9th and won it in the 11th on a late home run. This game, 9-8 Baltimore in the 6th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes on pinch hitter Munson. Pete Rickard goes to the belt. And the pitch. Check swing is high, 2-2. Munson steps out of there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 men on and both in scoring position for the Yankees. 9-8 Baltimore in the bottom of the 6th. Rickard stretches. The pitch to Munson. Low at 3-2. On deck is Horace Clarke. The Yankees have scored 3 times in this inning on a 3-run homer by John Ellis. All right, here's the stretch. And the pitch. Foul back here. And that one we missed. It bounced out of the booth and back onto the screen. John Gordon, the Oriole announcer, not quite as fast. 3-2 the count. Runners lead away from 2nd and 3rd. Rickard shakes off one sign. He's been stretching. He hasn't been winding up, and now Munson steps out of the box. 9-8 Baltimore, bottom of the 6th. The Yankees with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 2 out. 3 balls and 2 strikes for Thurman Munson. That's the stretch. And the pitch. Swing, ground ball, bobbled by Robinson. Up with it to throw to first, out at first. Off Robinson's chest. But he quickly recovered and made the play. Oh, what a recovery that was. It was more or less a routine grounder. But when Robinson booted the ball, it looked as if it would be tied up, but he recovered in time to throw Munson out at first base. The Yankees get 3 runs, 5 hits. There were no errors, and 2 men left. At the end of 6, it's Baltimore 9, the Yankees 8, and to carry you through the next 3 after running down the scoreboard, Bill Rizzuto.
Now, who's going to carry me through the next 3? After this, I can't believe it. If Alfred Hitchcock tried to write a script for this game, he couldn't do it any better than the way they're playing it. Unbelievable. McDaniel is coming in. Lindy appeared in the first ball game. Did his usual fine job. He's coming in now. So let's see what's happening with other scores. Red Sox beat the Tigers 7-4. Culp the winner, Lolis the loser, Rico Petrocelli and Billy Canigliaro homer. Washington beat Cleveland in the first of 2, 7-3. Coleman the winner, Sam McDowell was the loser, and Tom Grieve got his 3rd of the year with a man on. In the second game, it's Cleveland 5, Washington 2 in the 7.5. Higgins against Pena. Duke Sims got his 15th with a man on. Milwaukee beat Kansas City 4-2. Bolin the winner, Drago the loser. Kirkpatrick had 2 homers, number 12 and 13. And the first to do, the Angels beat the White Sox 5-0. Wright the winner, John the loser. Wright pitched a 3-hitter. Egan and Johnson homered for the Angels. Second game, California 4, White Sox 2, end of 5.5. Murphy against Moore. Melton and Knopf homered for Melton, his 21st of the year. In the first of two, Oakland shut out Minnesota 3-0. Dobson the winner, Bly 11 the loser, no homers. Second game, it's Oakland 4, Minnesota 3 and a 7, rolling against Williams. Mincher had 2 homers, number 19 and 20, and Killebrew got his 34th of the year to lead the American League. In the National League, Pirates beat the Mets 8-3. Walker the winner, Ryan the loser, Stargill got his 23rd. First of two, the Cubs beat the Phillies 4-1. Pappas the winner, Wise the loser, Callison and Briggs homered. Second game, Phillies 6, Cubs 1. Lurch the winner, Gurr the loser, Taylor and Ryan homered. It was San Diego 4 and Atlanta 2 a final score. Hank Aaron got number 33 of the year. Spezio got his 7th. Right now, McDaniel doing the pitching to Terry Crowley, and it's outside, ball 1. Crowley struck out foul of the catcher and hit a home run. Houston beat the Giants 7-5. Curve is over, strike called 1-1. DeLauro the winner, Robertson the loser. Morgan got his 3rd of the year. They got another game to go out there. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt and back to the screen. 2-1. Montreal beat the Cardinals 7-6. Wegner the winner, Carlton the loser. Rusty Staub got his 23rd of the year, and Joe Torre his 12th. Second game is St. Louis 1, Montreal nothing under 4.5. Stoneman against Roos. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Cincinnati 3 and the Dodgers 3 at the end of 7.5. Pete Rose got his 11th and 12th home runs of the year. The 2-2 pitch popped up. At first base, Danny Cater comes in fair territory near the mound, makes the catch, 1 out. One out, and Elie Hendricks will be the batter. Hendricks fly deep to left center. Bobby Murcer making a fine catch. That was in the second inning. Bounced to first and then homered. 9-8, Baltimore leads. McDaniel's pitch is outside, ball 1. Yankees won the first one 6-4 in 11 innings. 2 thrillers here today, boy. Fans have really gotten their money's worth. And if you folks come out, you'll get the same thing. It's a different ball game every day. There's the strike 1-1. 41,610 paid today. And it was an exciting day for them. The 1-1 pitch. Bounce foul outside of first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a fan ended up with the ball. That's what the big cheer is about. Other folks went home early when Baltimore jumped off to a 6-0 lead at the end of 4.5. But they'll be sorry because now it's 9-8. In the dirt. 2-2. Johnny Ellis doing the catching in his second ball game. Second time this year that Ellis has started a game behind the plate. Johnny had a big 3-run home run his last time up. All right, McDaniel's 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So, Lindy McDaniel now pitching to Dave Johnson, who has walked, fly to right, bounced to short. Lindy had 1 shutout inning in the first game. And that gave him 21 consecutive scoreless innings. Last time he was scored on was back on July the 8th in Baltimore. Low, ball 1. Frank Messer, can you believe this, or do you think it's a rerun of the first game, or something they just dreamed up?
I don't know, Phil. I'll tell you, there have been more thrills here today than you could ask for in a whole week or 10 days.
No doubt about it. Grounded to short. Baker has it. Fires to first. Little low, but Cater's got it. An easy inning, 1-2-3 for Lindy McDaniel. And now at the end of 6.5 innings, it's Baltimore 9, the Yankees 8.
It's tough to argue over a union club. But they put too much love into it.
Why do people argue? Not because one person steps on another's
toe, or because you say something one way and someone else takes it another way. People argue from a lack of love. So, in our own small way, we try to make up for that lack by putting love into our beer. How? If the grain we want isn't in Kansas, we'll get it somewhere else. That's love. If the domestic hops aren't up to snuff, we'll import them. That's love. Anything we have to do to get Utica Club the way we want it, we'll do. That's love. And no one argues over love.
Well, the fans here at Yankee Stadium have their seventh-inning stretch as Eddie Layton plays take me out of the ball game. And now we go to the bottom half of the seventh inning. And it'll lead off with the only Yankee who did not bat in the bottom half of the sixth, and that's Horace Clarke. Yankees sent 10 men up in the fifth, 8 men up in the sixth. And Clarke is ready to lead off the seventh.
All right, Horace Clarke steps in. The pitch by Rickard is over the inside corner. Strike one call. Clarke has walked twice, bounced to short, and popped to short. Pete Rickard in there for the second time today. His pitch swing and a miss, strike two, and Horace Clarke swung so hard both feet went off the ground. 0-2. Nobody out, nobody on here in the bottom of the seventh. It'll be Clarke, Murcer, and White. The windup by Rickard, low with a fastball, a ball and 2 strikes. They play Clarke straight away. It's been a long day of baseball here at Yankee Stadium. Rickard winds. Slow curve line to left field. It might, let's see, it's in there. Ground rule double. And the left field, the Buford, a little leery of the wall out there, could have caught the ball. He shied away at the last second. And the ball took one bounce into the left field seat. Holy cow, this is really something. Each team with 10 hits. 17 runs already scored in the ball game. Bobby Murcer is 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Clarke is at second base, a potential tying run. I tell you, Horace hit that ball right off his hands. Here's the stretch. Pitch to Bobby. It gets away from the catcher. Clarke will go to third base. And let's see what they call. Had a wild pitcher, a fast ball. A pass. Whoops. Well, we got wild pitch. Okay. That's 2 wild pitches now for Pete Rickard in this ball game. And Clarke is at third. Murcer fell down. It's 4-1. And now Hendricks is going back. Looked like it ripped his glove. Might have gone right through the webbing of the glove. I wouldn't blame Hendricks if he didn't come out anymore. Bob said this is going to be some finish. Nobody's going to leave this ballpark. Let's see, Bobby Murcer now having a little talk with John Rice. Bobby's got a smile on his face, though, so nothing serious. And they bring somebody out, Merv Rettenman, to warm up Rickard. While Hendricks has gone into the dugout. Well, he might have just gone in to throw up. Everything you ever saw in a ball game happened today. Here he comes. I look like he's got a new glove. Yes, sir. Now let's see. Buford went out and got another catcher's glove from the bullpen. He's going to give it to the Baltimore bat boy. It looks like a relay race. He's got the glove now. He's coming back in. And the glove that Hendricks has got on now Looks like a brand new one. I'm sure that Elie would rather use one that's broken in. Let's see. He looks at it, and he's going to use it. Now we're going to let him throw a couple of pitches so he sees how it feels. What's going on? Sounds like the bridge on the River Kwai. All right, Murcer the batter. 1 ball on him. The infield is in. Ball 2, 2-0. And Rickard is pitching from a set position. He is not taking his windup. Orioles have the infield in. Nobody out. And Clarke at third base. The stretch by Rickard. The pitch over the outside corner, 2-1. On deck, Roy White. Well, he couldn't ask for 3 better men to have up there in this situation. Murcer now, White following him, and Cater following him. The 2-1 pitch. Outside, ball 3. 3-1. Bobby Murcer would love to get this run home. Rickard stretches. Clarke leads away. The pitch to Bobby. High ball 4. That puts runners at first and second. And here comes Earl Weaver. I don't believe it. I want to say this something, Frank. It's unbelievable. Even with the game the Yankees won, they're only 8.5. They are still 8.5 behind. And Earl Weaver today is acting like he pushed the panic button, and I can't believe it.
I couldn't believe he took Lopez out when he did.
I know it.
Really, with 2 outs in the 5th inning, I thought sure he'd leave him in long enough to qualify for a win in the ball game. He was ahead 6-1. He brought him out. But he's the manager, and he won the pennant last year, and he's leading by 8.5 games this year, so he can't argue with him right now.
Oh, absolutely not. And we got another new pitcher coming on.
Eddie Watt.
Eddie Watt. Well, he should be well rested. He wasn't used in the first game. Palmer, Rickard, and Hall in the first game. Here they've had Lopez, Grabowski, Harden, Rickard, and Eddie Watt coming in now. And he'll be pitching to Roy White. Now, that's a little unusual because with Watt coming in, White will bat left-handed.
In the first game with White up there in a crucial situation, Earl Weaver brought the left-hander Rickard in to make him bat right-handed, so he couldn't have a chance to hit that home run to the short porch in right field. Now he's going just the reverse.
I'll say he is, because not only is it easier for Roy to hit a home run batting left-handed, but also to keep out of the double play batting left-handed. It gives him those 2 extra steps to first base. Well, we'll have to wait and see, and I want to tell you something. Both managers went through the ringer in the first game, and of course Ralph House came out the victor, and Earl Weaver was smiling when they exchanged lineup cards prior to this game. But now they're again going through the ringer, and even though Weaver has a 1-run lead, Ralph House seems more relaxed.
Phil, I want to ask you something. You've been watching baseball for a long time. When that first game ended, when Roy White hit the home run to win it in the 11th inning, did you ever see Ralph House come out of the dugout any quicker all the way out to home plate to meet him?
Unbelievable. He just came running out. It was like he was a college coach or a high school little league coach. He was so excited and wanted to be out there and congratulate White, because actually Roy did a great job. Twice he came through in the clutch. A single and a home run. Ball got away from Elie Hendricks, so the crowd is cheering. And what a crowd this has been today, Frank.
It has been a very excited crowd, big crowd. Around 45,000 in the ballpark. They've had a lot to cheer about. The Yankees were behind 4-0 in the first game. Won it 6-4 in 11 innings on Roy White's homer. The Yankees were behind 6-0 in this game. Came back to make it 6-5. Then Baltimore got 3, and the Yankees were down 9-5, and they got 3 more to make it 9-8. Now they've got the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first, nobody out, and Roy White again is the batter.
All right, here we go. ready. Horace Clarke leads off third. Bobby Murcer off first. And Eddie Watt ready to pitch. Yankees really showing something today, bouncing back twice. All right, here's the stretch by Watt. Pitch to White. Line drive. Oh, Powell backhands his steps on first for the double play. One pitch and two men are out, and that ball was hit like a bullet. And Murcer throws dirt up in the air. Unbelievable play by Big Boog Powell. The fact that he was holding Bobby Murcer on enabled him to make that play. It was a bullet. Clarke luckily got back to third, or would have been a triple play. And now there are two out, and the batter, Danny Cater, who is 3 for 4 and has been on base all 4 times, once on an error. Wind-up pitch to Cater. Broken back grounder, and Powell up with it, throws in time to get Danny Cater. On 2 pitches, Eddie Watt gets out of a first and third, nobody out jammed. Unbelievable what's going on today. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. And at the end of 7, it's Baltimore 9, the Yankees 8.
The Arctic tundra, 12 inches of vegetation covering frozen ground 1,000 feet deep. When Atlantic Richfield Company discovered oil on Alaska's North Slope, the place we call the Arco Circle, we found out if you disturb the tundra, you cause erosion. A tire track can cause a 50-foot gorge. We stopped driving our trucks across it and started experiments with 13 different kinds of grass seed, so that if erosion occurred, we'd be ready. The seeding has to be done by hand. The fertilizing has to be done by helicopters, and the grasses will have to be incredibly hardy to make it. But if they do, there will be a way to protect the delicate tundra forever. At Atlantic Richfield Company, we're doing this because we believe drilling for oil and conservation go together. We went all the way to Alaska to drill for oil, so we can provide your local Atlantic dealer with the finest Arco petroleum products for your car.
Beautiful.
Well, 9-way ball game. The Orioles leading by 1. And we go to the 8th inning. Bill Rizzuto is bowing to the crowd. Looks like a king out on the balcony.
I said it. It's a great crowd today. You could do anything today, and they'd appreciate it. I know this Chico Salmon has been a thorn in the side of the Yankees. 2-run home in the 2nd inning, bounced the 3rd and the 4th single to start a big rally in the 6th inning. McDaniel's pitch is low, ball 1. Baltimore 9, Yankees 8. I'm slowly losing my voice, Frank, so stay ready. There's a foul tip back to the screen, 1-1. Sandy. I didn't light it. He was going to bunt, takes it low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 delivery. Hard grounder. Kenny's got it on 1 bounce. Fires to first in time. That was a hard hit ball. 1 out. And now Eddie Watt. Let's see. Eddie Watt has been about 6 times. 1 hit, batting .167. He's a right-hand batter. McDaniel's pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Lindy winds again. His curve is over. Strike 2. 0-2. Straight away on Eddie Watt. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Lindy picks up his second strikeout, and it brings up Don Buford. Buford has fly to left, singled, doubled twice. So Buford has 3 hits in this game, but did not have any in the first game. Switch hitter batting left-handed against McDaniel. Lindy's pitch is over, strike 1 call. Wasn't, or my mistake, was Buford the culprit down in Baltimore after Lindy had struck out 2 with 6 pitches, got 2 quick strikes on him, he singled, we lost the game?
That's right.
That's the guy, strike 2 now. Oh,
he's the last man to drive in a run off McDaniel.
Oh, that's right. Way back in July sometime. All right, the 2-strike pitch. Not this. He's out of there. Kind of a delayed third strike call by John Rice. He wound up and threw that right fist in the left field. 3 up, 3 down, and now at the end of 7.5 innings, it's Baltimore 9 and the Yankees 8.
Say, did you ever have a girl you know show up in a wig and not recognize her? Well, here's a story just like that. Some people have received new credit cards and failed to recognize them. Now, this is understandable. The big name on the card, and incidentally, it is a handsome card, but the big name is Arco, A-R-C-O. They didn't realize that this new Arco card was a replacement for their old Atlantic credit card. After Richfield and Atlantic merged to become the Atlantic Richfield Company, it made sense to have one national credit card good at thousands of service stations from coast to coast. Makes it easy for everyone, including the people at Hertz, Ramada and Pedway Inns, Hyatt House Motels, Hyatt Lodges, Travel Lodge Motels, Friendship Inns, Emmons Walker Inns Incorporated, and Superior Motels. They all honor this new card. Now they have only one name to remember, and so do you. Arco. It stands for all the good products and services you get at your Atlantic station.
Manager Earl Weaver of Baltimore has changed shortstops. He has now brought Mark Belanger in to play short. And John Ellis ready to lead off, and we go to the bottom half of the 8th.
All right, Frank Ellis struck out 3 times in a row and then hit a 3-run homer in the 6th inning. An opposite field homer, a line drive into the right field seats. Eddie Watt ready. Pitch to Ellis, a little bit low, ball 1. That Watt came on with runners at first and third last inning, threw 2 pitches and was out of the inning. Double play ball and a ground out. Strike call, 1-1. Baltimore 9, Yankees 8. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-1 delivery. Line drive off the glove of Robinson. A base hit. Let's see if he tries for 2. He's trying for 2. The throw. He slides. He's out at second base. A great play by Chico Salmon. The ball off the glove of Belanger. I'm sorry. He put him in just at the right time. A line drive off the glove of Brooks Robinson. Brooks fell down, and Belanger went over, picked it up, his off-balance throw on 1 bounce to Davey Johnson. And I tell you, that Johnny Ellis slid in so hard, he shook Johnson up, but he held on to the ball, so it's a single. And give Belanger an assist and Johnson the putout. A big out, I might add. So it's 1 out, and now Ron Wood. Ron has walked twice, bounced to third, and single. Pitch to Ron is low, ball 1. Well, that was a tough gamble. It looked like the ball was going to pitch is high, ball 2. Are they going to give Robinson an assist on that for slowing the ball down? They took the assist away from Brooks Robinson. Okay. The 2-0 look out. Ironside 3-0. 3 balls. No strikes on Ron Wood. On deck is Frank Baker. The lookout inside again, ball 4. Woods gets his 3rd walk of the ball game. Boy, I said the last 4 pitches by Eddie Watt haven't been close to the plate. 1 out. 9-8. Baltimore leads, bottom of the 8th. Powell holds the bag against Woods. Here's the stretch. Pitch to Baker, swing and a miss. 1-1. Baker appears to have a beautiful level swing. He has swung through a lot of fastballs today, but he does not uppercut the ball. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and the Yankees trail by 1. Stretch by Watt. The pitch, ground ball, fair ball, knocked down by Powell. He picks it up and tags. Hey, you should have seen that leap by Frank Baker. Looked like a ballet dancer. And Boog Powell tagged him and ripped his belt right off. Or at least opened it. I tell you, that Powell has saved him twice. Right now, let's pause for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight, here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
On that play, Ron Woods went to second base. 2 out now, and Jerry Kenney the batter. Jerry is 0 for 3. Jimmy Lytle is on deck. Here's a stretch. Pitch to Kenney. Look, what a play by Hendricks on a pitch in the dirt. I don't think he knew he had it. That ball bounced in front of the plate, and Hendricks is jumping up and down and talking to himself. He has had a rough second game, I want to tell you.
I'll say he's either been jumping about 3 feet in the air to take those high pitches, or he's been sprawling all over the ground to block the ones in the dirt.
That's right, low and high. All right, 1 ball on Jerry Kenney. Ron Woods, good speed at second base. 2 men are out. Here's the stretch by Watt. Pitch to Kenney. Lined up base hit to left field. Oh, come on, Woods. The throw. He slides. He's safe at the plate. Ball game is tied up. Hendricks is jumping up and down and kicking the dirt. Here comes Earl Weaver. Look at Hendricks. He wants to win the Academy Award. I want to tell you. But I'll tell you one thing. Woods beat him to the plate. The ball was there, but it was up high, and Woods had slid in, and the ball game is tied up at 9-9.
Boy, Hendricks is still beeping to John Rice, and so is Earl Weaver. It appears to me, and you said it, that Woods did beat the ball to the plate.
Absolutely. And not only that, but Hendricks was in back of the bag, and Woods beat. We're going to watch it again on the camera here, Frank.
We just watched it on the replay, and it appeared that Hendricks backed off from the plate just a bit, taking the throw, and that may have allowed Ron Woods to slide in. I'm sure that had a lot to do with the decision of plate umpire John Rice. So now the argument has stopped, and Earl Weaver has gone to the mound to talk to Eddie Watt. It's a single for Jerry Kenney to knock in the tying run in the ball game. On the throw home, Jerry Kenney went to second. It's a 9-9 ball game. The Yankees have their 12th base hit.
Oh, this is unbelievable, I tell you. And Jimmy Lytle now is coming up to bat for Lindy McDaniel. Lindy McDaniel does it again. I said it. They have not scored off Lindy. Let's see, in 23 consecutive innings now. And Jimmy Lytle is the batter with 2 outs. Jerry Kenney went to second on that throw. Nobody bothered to watch Kenney because of that play at the plate. A stretch by Watt. Pitch to Lytle. Swing and a miss. Strike one, and Jimmy was going for the fences. Study the way that Hendricks was arguing. If Cato were out there, he'd have snuck all around the bases and come in the back door. 1 strike on Jimmy Lytle. What a ball game. It's had everything.
There again, Phil, a case of where nobody obviously calls time.
Right, that's right. The stretch by Watt, the pitch. Line drive to deep right field, but back there and ready to make the catch is Terry Crowley. Lytle got good wood of the ball right in front of the bullpen. But the Yankees tie it up. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, a man left. And at the end of 8, it's all tied up. Baltimore 9 and the Yankees 9.
Buzz on down to your Skidoo dealers. He's got something you've never seen before. The totally new Elan. The compact snowmobile from Skidoo. Easy to drive, easy to lift, easy to own. Elan is perfect for first-time snowmobilers or the family that wants more than one. But Elan is no toy. Its full-size track gives you full-size performance. We simply took off pounds, inches, and dollars to let you take off on a new adventure in fun on the lowest price Skidoo snowmobile ever. Training allowances have never been higher. Prices have never been better. So make a beeline for the black and yellow Skidoo sign. Get one honey of a deal. The 1971.
Lindy McDaniel out of the ball game for the pinch hitting efforts of Jimmy Lytle. So now Jack Aker comes on to pitch for the Yankees. He is the 5th pitcher to be used. Lindy McDaniel retired 6 men in a row in 2 innings and struck out 3 of the 6. He did not allow a ball out of the infield. Jack Aker was the winning pitcher in the first game today, pitching the 11th inning for the Yankees. He retired 3 men in a row. Yankees won the ball game in the bottom half of the 11th on a single by Horace Clarke and a home run by Roy White, giving Jack Aker the win. And Phil, I'm sure that both of these clubs are happy they're going to have a day off tomorrow because they've used a lot of pitchers this afternoon.
There's no doubt about it. And the way this game is going, I wouldn't count on that day off too much. This game might be tied, and we play it to curfew and have to play it tomorrow. My voice. You can hear it, Sandy, right? Another inning like the last one, forget it. Oh. All right, Jack Aker is out there. Let's see. That's about the only change, I guess. Yeah, that's it. The only change. Jack Aker. Boy, the Yankees are taking turns coming through with the clutch hits. That time, Jerry Kenney. Paul Blair pops one into center field, high in the air. Murcer, plenty of room, waving for it. He's under it, and he's got a 1 pitch, 1 out. That brings up big Boog Powell. He's walked twice, struck out, and singled. Brooks Robinson. All right, Jack Aker ready. Pitch to Powell, low and away, ball 1. One ball, no strikes on Powell. 9-9 to score. Good curveball in there. Aker almost fell down as he delivered that curveball. Looked like his foot got stuck out there on the mound, and he stumbled towards first. Either that or it's a new trick pitch. Beautiful breaking pitch, 1-1. All right, Jack rears back. Line. What a catch by Taylor! Holy cow! He jumped about 6 feet in the air. Caught the ball and almost carried him into right field and held on to it. This game has got to go down as the most exciting game I have ever seen. It's like two kids saying, well, let's make up a game. Now, you take one inning, I'll take another. See, the best thing you can see happen. And we've seen it all today. There's the ball to Brooks Robinson. That's Danny Shader. Unbelievable as he went high in the air. Ground ball hit the short. Baker has it. Fires to first in time. 3 up, 3 down. Holy cow, and at the end of 8 and a half, it's Baltimore 9, the Yankees 9.
Come get these good deals for your good meals. Where A&P brands and other great brands are always in good company. Come to your good meal company. Good Deal Company. The great A&P.
For the freshest fresh produce in town, shop A&P. You'll find a tremendous selection. Fruits, vegetables, everything rushed to A&P fresh from farms and orchards. One terrific value now, sweet southern peaches, 3 pounds, only 49 cents. They're juicy, delicious, perfect with cereals, for desserts, for eating out of the hand. Sweet southern peaches, 3 pounds, 49 cents at A&P. Another terrific summertime A&P value, Marvel Ice Milk. All flavors, half-gallon carton, 59 cents. It's cool, refreshing. Try it. Come on in. Save on all your food needs at A&P.
Come to your good meal company. Good Deal Company. The great A&P.
Well, the Yankees have the top of the batting order coming up here in the bottom half of the 9th inning, and for all the thrills and excitement again, here's Bill.
Hi, Frank. And it'll be Horace Clarke to lead it off. Horace has walked twice, bounced to short, popped to short, and double to left field. Eddie Watt, the 5th Orioles pitcher of this second game. 9-9 the score. Here's the windup. Pitch to Clarke, high and tight, ball 1. Oh, what thrills. What thrills. On deck, Bobby Murcer. Watt delivers foul out of play. Lots more action coming up this coming week. Tuesday afternoon will be a day game with the Chicago White Sox. The game starts at 2 p.m. Picture postcard day on Tuesday, too. Stan Bonson's picture postcard will be given out. The 1-1 delivery. Bouncing ball foul off home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boy, this crowd is something. Bobby Murcer caught that ball in the on-deck circle and got a hand. Nobody out, nobody on. 9-9 the score. The pitch way outside, 2-2. Yankees won the first game in 11 innings, 6-4. John Rice comes over to dust off home plate. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Pop foul and coming back in the stands out of play. Still 2-2 as Horace Clarke takes a couple of practice swings outside the batter's box. In the first game, Baltimore was leading the Yankees 4-0. The Yankees tied it up, went on to win it 6-4 and 11. Here they were losing 6-0. Came back and tied it 9-9. The pitch, bouncing ball to first base. Boog Powell has it. Flips to Watt just in time to get Clarke. 1 out. And the batter, Bobby Murcer. with Bobby Murcer. Bounced the third line to center, walked, single, and then walked again. First game, Bobby had one base hit, a triple. Pitch to Murcer. Popped to left field, but right there is Buford going back. Now going back and has to reach over his head to make the catch. That ball really carried. It had Buford fooled. And now Roy White, who was the hero of the first game, can history repeat itself? Why not? In this ball game, White does not have a base hit. He struck out line to left, popped to short twice, and then hit that line drive double play in the seventh inning. All right, the stretch pitch to Roy, outside corner, strike one. 9-9 the score in the bottom of the ninth. A double pump this time by Eddie Watt. Curve is high, 1-1. Now he's coming directly overhand. The last two pitches were directly overhand. And he is not that type pitcher. The 1-1 pitch. There's the side-on pitch. It's outside, 2-1. Paul Blair shades Roy White over in right center. Big hole in left center for Roy and down the left field line. Terry Crowley deep in right field. The 2-1 pitch. Low and inside, ball 3. 3-1. Eddie Watt looks in for the sign. His pitch inside, ball 4. So Roy White becomes a base runner with 2 out in the bottom of the ninth, and the hitter is Danny Cato, who is 3 for 5. He has 3 singles, reached on an error, and bounced out to first base. Davey Johnson comes in to talk with Eddie Watt, reminding Eddie that Roy White can steal those bases. He has 12 on the year. Got his 12th in the first game. All right, Danny Cato. Powell holds the bag. As Eddie Watt's got a good move to first, to stretch. Checks the runner. There goes White. The pitch is low. Throw to second. Not in time, and Roy White is in with his 13th stolen base. White actually outran that ball. It was a tough ball for Hendricks. It was down low. He had to get down to get it and then come up and straighten up. He made a good throw, but White just outran it. Stolen base number 13 for Roy. And let's see. It looks like they're going to put Danny Cater on. Are they? They are. They're going to put Danny Cater on and pitch to Johnny Ellis. That's what the percentage calls for. Remember, Johnny Ellis had struck out 3 times, but then hit a 3-run home in the 6th, had that line drive base hit in the 8th, tried to stretch it into a double, and was thrown out on a great play by Belanger. Hey, look at that Hendricks. That's a sneaky. That's a pretty good way to go out and get that ball when you know it's an intentional walk. All right, Cater at first. White at second. Here is Johnny Ellis. 2 out, 2 on. 9-9 the score. Eddie Watt back on the grass for the infield. On deck, Ron Woods. Watt gets the sign from Hendricks. Still looking in. Now the windup. And the pitch on the outside corner. Strike 1 call. They play Ellis. Well, they're not playing as deep now as they would earlier in the ball game. They know that they got to cut off this run at the plate if they can.
But with Roy White at second, that's a pretty tough job, but they are playing shallow.
Eight is sliding in. So for the Yankees, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left.
And at the end of 9 full innings, it's Baltimore 9, the Yankees 9. First game went 11 innings before the Yankees won it. We're going into the 10th now. We take a look at some other scores. Red Sox beat the Tigers 7-4. Washington beat Cleveland 7-3 in the first. Cleveland won the second game 6-3. Milwaukee over Kansas City 4-2. California won the first game from the White Sox 5-0. And the White Sox are batting in the bottom of the 9th of the second game with California leading 6-3. Oakland beat Minnesota a doubleheader, 3-0 in the first game and 6-3 in the second game. In the National League, the Pirates beat the Mets 8-3. The Cubs and the Phillies split a doubleheader. The Cubs won the first one 4-1. The Phillies the second 6-1. San Diego leading Atlanta 4-2, playing the 9th inning. Houston beat San Francisco the first game 7-5. And the second game, the Giants lead 1-0, end of 2. Montreal beat the Cardinals 7-6 in the first game. Cardinals lead 4-0 at the end of 7 of the second. Dodgers beat Cincinnati 7-3 in the first game. Second game just getting underway. So we get down to the nitty-gritty in this ball game. This game goes very much longer. The Yankees have Jake Gibbs available on the bench and the rest pitchers. All right, Terry Crowley up, takes the strike on the outside corner. Crowley has struck out Fowler to catch a homer and popped to first. A lot of ball players have been used. The one strike delivery outside, 1-1. The score, top of the 10th. Akers' pitch is low. Nice play by Crowley. The ball popped up in the air. He caught it, flipped it to Ellis. 2 balls and a strike. To the fans. I've had an exciting afternoon. Still do not have their fill of baseball. A bouncer foul, and he was cutting for the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on here in the top of the 10th. Baker looks in for the sign. Crowley right down the end of that bat, holds it high. Akers' pitch popped up on the left side. Going back is Baker. Coming in is White. Roy White calling in fair territory. Roy makes the catch. And there's one away. That'll bring up Elie Hendricks. Robbed of a base hit in the second inning on a long running catch by Bobby Murcer. Bounced to first in the third. Homered in the fifth. Struck out in the seventh. One out, nobody on. 9-9 ball game in the top of the 10th. Akers' pitch is inside, ball 1. On deck, Davey Johnson. The 1-0 delivery is outside, ball 2, 2-0. Baker ready again. Delivers 2-0, and it's outside with a curveball, 3-0. 1 man out, and nobody on at the top of the 10th.
is outside, ball 4. So Aker gives up his first walk of the ball game, and it brings up Davey Johnson as walk, fly to right, bounce to short twice. Cater holds the bag against Hendricks. Here's the stretch by Aker. Pitch to Johnson. Ground ball hit in the hole. Backhanded by Baker. Throw to second. They got him. Beautiful play by Frank Baker. I want to tell you, he made a beauty. He backhanded the ball, slid with his feet on the dirt, wheeled and fired to Clarke. A perfect throw for the force play to get the lead man. So it's 2 out. Kenney comes over now to talk with Aker. That ball looked like trouble all the way, and Belanger is the batter. Belanger. First time at bat in this game. In the first game, Belanger had 1 base hit. That was a beautiful squeeze bunt that drove in a run, and he later scored. Pitch to Mark outside, a curveball, ball 1. So Davey Johnson is at first base. Johnson, not a serious threat to steal, though he does have 2 stolen bases. Aker's pitch inside. Looked like it had the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. 9-9 to score in the top of the 10th. Can you write off a bouncer hits the short. Baker has it. He flips the Clarke for the force play. I'll tell you, that young man does not appear nervous at all out there. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. And now, at the end of 9.5 innings, it's still tied up, Baltimore 9 and the Yankees 9.
Dr. Schwing speaking.
Doctor, I can't see you today, Doctor, because my car isn't breathing right.
Your car isn't breathing right. Leonard, we have been through these reaction formations before. If you don't want to come, don't come. But please, none of these crazy... Excuse me, I didn't mean that. These silly excuses.
Doctor, this is no excuse. Cars breathe.
Leonard, I understand how you feel.
If someone tells you that their car isn't breathing right, they're every bit as sane as you and I. Cars do breathe. At Atlantic, we make a new gasoline, Arco Supreme Gasoline, that helps your car breathe in easy to breathe out cleaner. Arco Supreme helps prevent deposits from clogging the carburetor, air intake valves, and anti-pollution valve of your car. So your car gets better mileage and produces less unburned hydrocarbons to pollute the air. New Arco Supreme Gasoline at your Atlantic dealer now.
Ron Woods will lead it off. Ron has walked 3 times, singled and bounced to third. 1 for 2, and scored twice and driven in a run. 9-9 in the bottom of the 10th. Pitch by Waters, low, ball 1. Right-hander kicks, delivers, swing, and a miss, 1-1. Ron out in front of that pitch. Picks up a little dirt. He steps out of the batter's box. On deck, Frank Baker. The pitch, check swing foul, coming back on the screen and out of play. Ron trying to get out of the way. That would have been a ball. Big banner hanging down the upper deck in right field from Leonia, New Jersey. Hello to New Jersey's own Phil Rizzuto. You're no Huckleberry. That's what it says, Tony. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, time ready. Watt delivers, swing and a miss, strike 3. Ron tried to check it, but couldn't do it. So Eddie Watt picks up a strikeout. And here is Frank Baker. Frank has singled and bounced to first in his second game. He gets a nice hand. Came through with a clutch play for the Yankees. All right, Eddie Watt ready to pitch, and Baker ready to bunt, takes it outside, ball 1. Jerry Kenney on deck. Watt ready, way high and outside, ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. At one time, Baltimore led here 6-0. Yankees scored 5. Baltimore came back and led 9-5. Yankees scored 3, then they tied it in the 8th. There's a drive to right center field. Crowley digging, and can't get it. His mouth is against the wall. Baker will be in at third with a triple. Frank Baker has just tripled at deep right center field. How do you like that? Holy cow, that ball really carried. When he first hit it, looked like Crowley was going to catch up to it. He kept running and running. It bounced on the warning path and then against the 407-foot sign. Boog Powell comes over to pat Eddie Watt on the backside. 1 out. 9-9 the score. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning. Baltimore pulls the infield in, but I believe they're going to walk Jerry Kenney. Elie Hendricks has just held up 4 fingers. And they're going to walk Jerry Kenney. An intentional walk. And on deck is Jake Gibbs. The Yankees' last available man other than pitchers. Ball 2. There's ball 3. Now, while we're waiting for ball 4, we know it, let's pause for station identification.
This is Shannon in the morning, coming your way Monday through Saturday, 5:30 to 10, here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
Now, George Bamberger, the pitching coach, is going out to talk with Eddie Watt. Now, they have several alternatives here. They can pitch to Gibbs with the infield in. They're pulling the outfield way in now. Turning around, getting Buford, Blair, and Crowley to play way in because they know a long fly. Baker would tag up and score anyway. This way, a line drive they could catch, hold the runner at third. Or they could walk Gibbs to load the bases, play at any plate. Base. Still huddling out on the mound. It's a 9-9 ball game, but the Yankees with runners at first and third. Only 1 out. And Jake Gibbs out there batting for Jack Aker. All right, Jake Gibbs, the batter. Baker leads off third. Kenney off first. The stretch. Pitch to Gibbs. Ground ball. And throw to second base for 1. Back to first. Double play. I want to tell you. What a clutch double play started by Davey Johnson. I didn't think he had a chance. He caught the ball on a short hop. Backing up, he threw to Belanger. Kenney went sliding hard. He's still sitting on the ground out there. He might be hurt. He tried to break up the double play, but he hit the bag and didn't get Belanger. We're going to put the glasses on him as we look out there. He is still sitting on the ground. Now he gets up. Sometimes you hit that bag hard and it doesn't give. And Jerry was a little shaken up when he got up there. And Belanger's perfect throw to first, and would you believe it, another double play. That's two that the Orioles have come up with in the clutch to take the Yankees out of what looked like winning innings. No runs, a base hit, no errors, and a man left. The score now at the end of 10 full innings, Baltimore 9 and the Yankees 9.
Atlantic Richfield Company discovered oil on the north slope of Alaska, the place we call the Arco Circle. It took 100,000 tons of supplies and equipment to get started. It took 100,000 tons of pipe, cement, drills, gravel, caulkers, gloves, huts, heaters, tractors, ladders, radios, and orange juice. It took planes that carry 48,000 pounds and cost $4,000 a trip. It took 160 flights to set up one camp and 5 flights a day to keep it going. It took a specially constructed airstrip. In short, it took the biggest civilian airlift in history. At Atlantic Richfield, we went all the way to Alaska so we can provide your local Atlantic dealer with the finest Arco petroleum products for your car.
Frank Robinson will bat for Eddie Watt here as we get ready for the top of the 11th. Well, you think these fans aren't getting their money's worth. First game won 11 innings. This one got to go at least 11 innings. The Yankees won it 6-4. 2-run homer by Roy White in the 11th. This game tied up 9-9. I'll tell you, that last double play started by Davey Johnson was something to see. It was not a routine, easy double play. He got a bad hop, was rocked back on his heels, but a perfect throw to Belanger, and Belanger, with that good arm and quick reflexes, got rid of it, and Gibbs is no slowpoke going to first, and they got a double play. All right, Johnny Ellis goes out to talk with Klimkowski as Frank Robinson steps in. Robinson batting .316. 16 doubles, a triple, 18 homers, and 56 runs batted in. Frank has been injured a bit this year. Hasn't played in about the last 6 or 7 ball games for the Orioles. All right, nobody out, nobody on. Klimkowski into the windup. Pitch to Robinson. Check swing, but it's inside. Ball 1. After Robinson, Buford and Blair. So no easy task for Ron Klimkowski. A 9-9 ball game in the 11th. As a ground ball hit, cascaded down the right field line. It'll be at least a single. Up with the ball, Woods. Throw to second base. No, it's offline, or they would have had him. Frank Robinson dives in a second with a double. Frank Robinson took a low outside pitch and drilled it past Danny Cater. Ron Woods came up with it, made a strong throw, but it was offline, or they'd have had Robbie sliding in. And so that Robinson. He's been murder on the Yankees all year. And the hitter will be Don Buford, who has single, double, twice, struck out and fly to center. The Yankees will have to look for anything. Buford could try and bunt and move the runner over to third base, but they're playing back at first base. Kenney is in at third. Here's the stretch by Klimkowski. Pitch to Buford. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Nobody out, all 10 tied 9-9 in the top of the 11th. Robinson with a big lead at second. Pitch to Buford. Pop down the left field line. White digging, and nobody can get it. It bounces foul against the railing down the left field line as Baker, Kenney, and White were after it. So it's 0-2 now on Buford. Paul Blair on deck. Ron Klimkowski ahead of Buford now, 0-2. Robinson leads off second. Baker moving in back of him a little. Here's the stretch. Pitch to Buford. Line to left field, a base hit. Roy White coming on fast, up with it. Throw to the plate. Not in time. The run scores. Baltimore goes out in front 10-9. And going to second on the throw is Don Buford. So Baltimore breaks it open here in the top of the 11th. A pinch hit double by Frank Robinson and a single, the fourth hit of this second game for Don Buford. And now Paul Blair. Blair is 1 for 5 in this game. Single back in the second inning. Pitch to Blair. Bunted down third, a beauty. Kenney will not get him. Knew it's a base hit, and going to third base is Buford. He threw the ball but didn't have a chance. And now Ralph Houck is coming out. With Boog Powell scheduled to be the batter, Ralph Houck is coming out to the mound. 3 consecutive base hits here in the 11th inning. And now some of the fans starting to get up and make a little bit of a move. And Ralph Houck, I believe, is calling somebody in from the bullpen, a left-hander. Got to be Kekich unless he brings Peterson back. So with nobody out, we'll have a new pitcher coming on for the Yankees. And it'll be a left-hand pitcher to pitch to Boog Powell, and Mike Kekich will be coming on. Mike Kekich. Klimkowski leads after pitching to 3 men, getting nobody out. Gave up a double of Robinson, a single of Buford, and a bunt single by Blair. The Yankees, let's see, as we look ahead to New York next inning, they'll have the top of the order coming up. So Kekich will be coming on to do the pitching. Boog Powell, in his second ball game, has walked twice, singled, struck out, and lined to first base. And when he lined to first, that Danny Kater made some kind of a leaping catch. All right, Kekich taking his warm-ups. Ran down the scores for you. A little earlier, all the games are over in the American League. Red Sox beat Detroit. Cleveland and Washington split a doubleheader. Milwaukee beat Kansas City. California took 2 from the White Sox, and Oakland took 2 from the Twins. In the National League, the Pirates beat the Mets. Cubs and the Phillies split a twin bill. Houston defeated the Giants in the first game, and the Giants lead 1-0 into 3 of the second. And Montreal defeated the Cardinals 7-6 in the first game. Cardinals lead 4-0 end of 8 of the second. forget the Mayor's Trophy game, the Mets and the Yankees on Monday night, August 17th. The game will start at 7 p.m. right here at Yankee Stadium. All right, Boog Powell. Now the Yankees have to pull their infield in because Baltimore in front now 10-9. Let's see how the Orioles played it. The stretch. Pitch to Powell is high, ball one. Runners lead off first and third. Powell fouls it back off the screen, 1-1. On the count. Mike Kekich goes to the rosin bag. Nobody out here in the top of the 11th. Paul Blair at first, down Buford at third, and the Orioles have good speed on the bases. Stretched by Kekich. Pitch is fouled back on the screen, out of play. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mike is ahead of the power-hitting Boog Powell. On deck, Brooks Robinson. Here's the stretch. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out. A good fastball by Mike Kekich. Now that brings up Brooks Robinson. Brooks singled his first time up. Then went 0 for 4 the next 4 times up. Now the Yankees are playing back for the double play, but they'd also have to be alert for the possible squeeze play. Ellis reminds Kekich that there are runners at first and third. They're going to tie a record for the most pitches ever used in a game, 14, because the Orioles had to bring in a new pitcher to pitch the bottom of the 11th inning. All right, runners at first and third. Pitch to Brooks Robinson. The bump was on. He bunts it hard. Cater up with it. And, oh, Danny, don't see me. Throws home, and they got him. Johnny Ellis missed him with the tag. Danny Cater, for some reason, turned his back to the plate. Buford had gone back to third, and Kekich didn't come over to cover first. And then Danny Cater caught the ball, turned around, and suddenly realized he couldn't get anybody through to the plate. The throw actually beat Buford, as we watch it here on the instant replay. Now watch Danny turns around and doesn't do anything, then turns around, throws, and as Ellis dove, Buford slid right by him. That'll be a single for Brooks Robinson. No, they got to give him a base hit. They can give him an error, too, but they got to give him a base hit and an error. Because nobody could have got Brooks Robinson at first. Right, a single and an error for allowing Buford to score. New RBI on the play. All right, the batter is Merv Rettenman batting for Crowley, and he checks his swing in a tie, ball 1. So Merv Rettenman batting for Terry Crowley with runners at first and second. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. So they will not tie a record for the most pitches because in extra innings it's 17 pitches used. We'll only have 14. The 1-1 pitch. In there, strike two, a ball and 2 strikes. I tell you, the bunt has been a big weapon for Baltimore in this ball game. And had the Yankees been able to use it, they could have been in the clubhouse now, relaxed with 2 wins under their belt. Right now, Baltimore leads 11-9. The stretch and the pitch is high, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Beckett delivers and is fouled back and out of play. 2-2. 11-9. Baltimore out in front. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stretch by Kekich. Pitch just inside, 3-2. Brooks Robinson on first. Paul Blair at second. Full count. So let's see if the runners will be going. 3-2 and 1 out. Mike stretches. The runners do not go. The ball is hit down the right field line. Trouble City there. And just misses the foul ball. Rettenman never did leave home plate. He was using... One man out. 2 runs are in here in the top of the 11th, and Baltimore's gone out in front. That man, Frank Robinson, started it all. Beckett's ready again, the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. And around third and coming on to score is Blair. And it's now 12-9. What a weird ball game. 3 runs here in the top of the 11th. Ellis out to the mound to talk with Kekich. The batter is Elie Hendricks, who has homered and walked. He's 1 for 4. To Hendricks. Over the outside corner. Strike 1 called. Kekich winds again. The curve is hit to second base. Could be 2. Clarke goes to Baker for 1. And couldn't get rid of the ball. As sliding in was Merv Rettenman, and he upset Baker so that he couldn't get rid of it. So there are runners at first and third now with 2 out. And the batter, Dave Johnson, who was 0 for 4. He walked once, bounced to short 3 times, and flied to right. Two out, 2 on, 3 runs in, 12-9, Baltimore leads. Line drive center field. Bobby Murcer there and makes the catch. So 3 big runs for Baltimore, and the score now at the end of 10 and a half, the Orioles 12 and the Yankees 9.
The home of Little League Baseball, Williamsport, Pennsylvania, is also the home of Levinson's Clothiers, the newest Yankee ticket reservation center in Pennsylvania. Located at 43 West 3rd Street, Levinson's service will suit Yankee fans to a T. And Bernard Levinson has gone a step better and will be taking reservations at his branch at 408 Market Street in Lewisburg. So, for a good ticket fit, visit Levinson's Clothiers in Williamsport and Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, your new Mid-Pennsylvania ticket center.
Now has come on to do the pitching for the Birds, and Merv Rettenman moves into right field. He pinch hit for Terry Crowley and stays in the game. And in this ball game, Baltimore has 15 hits and 12 runs. The Yankees have 13 hits and 9 runs. So Frank Robinson started all the damage. Yankees were happy Frank was sitting on the bench. We had the glasses on him. He was relaxed through the first game, all second game. And they called on him to pinch hit. And what does he do? Doubles inside first base. Starts a big 3-run rally for the Birds in the top of the 11th. Well, the Yankees have the top of their order coming up. Clarke steps in. Horace has had 1 base hit in his second game, a double. Leonard ready, pitch to Horace. Strike 1 called. Horace had leaned away from a high tight fastball and did not like the call. The 1-strike pitch is low ball, 1-1. 1-1 the count. Foul out of play down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. 12-9, Baltimore in front. Yankees won the first one 6-4 in 11 innings. Now we're in the bottom of the 11th inning of the second game. Line drive, but right at